Oh no. Oh god.
Welcome, everyone.
Of course you switch as soon as I spill my
That's right.
drink.
As soon as you do it, that's my plan.
All an elaborate route.
So, welcome everyone to our stream. This is the Vagabonds. We are going by, I think, Baggage Claim D&D. That's our name.
Nice.
So this is our third stream ever. And
Yeah, buddy.
Very excited. We're currently waiting for all of the internet to load. So I decided to download the whole internet and then upload it all right now. So we're just waiting for that
All
to
of it?
happen. Yeah.
Wow.
Once that happens, we'll be able to start the game. But in the meantime, we can enjoy nice music.
This is the links that our amazing DM goes to us for,
Yeah.
and we love for it.
We
Oh,
love
my
it.
elbow
Download
so
the
much.
entire internet for us.
The entirety of the internet. All of it.
Does your DM do that? I didn't think so.
Does your DM download
Aw,
the entirety of the internet?
Man,
Get yourself a man.
I just Roll20 just finished loading, and it didn't show up, and I was like, oh, I'll just hit refresh, and then as soon as I clicked refresh, the whole thing showed up.
No.
Great.
Oh, that's the worst.
No.
So cool.
Maybe it was just teasing you at this point.
Yeah,
They said, no, you can wait a little longer.
yeah.
Anticipation.
But in the meantime, so this is everybody. I was gonna do character introductions, player character introductions. So I am the dungeon master. My name is Matt. I am in space currently. And
Yeah, buddy.
next to me, you might see my elbow in the frame, is Abigail, who plays Kanan.
Am I introducing myself?
Sure, if you want to.
All right. Kanan is a southern. Can't do that. My headphones are echoing. Kanan is like a southern monk kind of gal. She's a tabaxi with long, luscious hair, an orange tabby. She's got bright green eyes and fists of steel. She is not
Whoa.
very witty, although she would like to think she is. And she loves her friends and her people and really values stories and getting out and knowing the truth and history and being able to record that and be a part of it at the same time. And yeah, so she's also got some bardic stuff with stories.
All right.
Woo! We love Kanan.
I wish my story was that cool.
We also have Jevin, who's playing Varus Halimian.
Hi, that's me. First of all, I just want to point out that this right here is Varus, drawn by the amazing Lullaby of Mars on Instagram. Go check her out, she's swag. Varus is a sword fighter with a bit of a dark side. He really loves his friends, so much so that he would give up part of himself for his friends, and that has gotten him into a deal which may or may not be the best for him. But it's working out so far, we hope.
We hope. All right.
We hope.
Next
Don't
up
give him a-
is Sky playing Anira.
Hello, I'm Anira. Why am I so orange? Oh no. I am Anira. I am a Circle of Spores druid who's lived in the forest for 15 years before stumbling on this group in a swamp. And now I'm here.
That's right. Nice. All right. Next to me, to my left, is George, who's playing Zarius.
Hey, I'm Zarius. Sort of tiefling war cleric who's just sort of tagging along with the group and just kind of falling in love with them as like a second family. Yeah, that's what I got.
All right. Next is Haley, who's playing Harriet.
Yeah, I play Harriet, and she's a 51-year-old green dragonborn draconic sorcerer and learning to be a gunslinger who, just I would describe her as a mom friend who loves tea and just like everyone here has said, is really glad to be a part of this group and loves her friends.
All right. Well, that's everybody in our crew. If you missed last week's episode, you can find it on YouTube by searching Vagabonds D&D. That's the letter D&D. Unless anyone has anything else they want to say before we start. All right, let's jump back in. I have to search one thing first because I put a note in that said search this.
Remember Angelo.
That's right.
Remember
Poor man.
Angelo.
We
Okay.
need to check on him.
I'm
So
worried about Ed.
last we left off, The Vagabonds had somewhat safely returned from a strange and non-magical, though highly technologically advanced plane known as the Cypher, after killing one form of their longtime enemy, Corzin Fatedraw, as the party was soaring through the air, safe and secure in their golden dome of light. They were intercepted by an incredibly powerful and terrifying being known as the Keeper of the Seven Keys. The Keeper questioned the Vagabonds and temporarily turned Kanan's mind inside out.
Inside out?
Not literally.
Oh.
Figure of speech. Eventually, giving them a stern warning to pass along to the human warmage Balthazar simply, do not disturb the cipher. The Keeper then destroyed the Golden Dome and transported the party to the underground temple that Balthazar had been restoring. Shortly thereafter, Balthazar himself greeted you and invited you for a conversation inside the forum, where you learned that more than 4 weeks had passed since you left the cipher only a few days ago, and that your next fight in the championship arena of Renovash was tomorrow. Balthazar apologized to Kanan for dismissing her previously, and listened intently as she shared what insight she had gained about Corzin, and about the forces she believed were secretly running the Tarid Protectorate. The War Mage nodded, impressed, and thanked Kanan for the information, before reminding the party that they still owed him a job, and suggesting that they get some rest before they faced off tomorrow against a fearsome team, known as Mania Nastavos, or, in common, the Quick and the Angry, or in a looser translation you might say the Fast and the Furious. From there, the party ventured back to their temporary residency, the upscale brothel known as Palace Escape. Arriving there, they found the room much as they had left it, though with the strange absence of their assigned helper, Angelo. You then decided to reach out in an effort to communicate with some of your friends, allies, and family to ensure their safety and security, given the ferocity with which Corzin had attacked you recently. Of those you contacted, only two, the separated vagabond Fang and Varus' sister Drusilia, seemed to be in distress, and their responses swiftly cut off. Concerned but desperately needing rest, you all decided to bed down for the night, where Xerius was contacted by the angelic being Apollodux in a frightful dream, where she impressed upon him with intensity her need for him to continue finding places of power and freeing pieces of her essence. In the morning, you awoke and decided to head off to the arena bright and early, hoping the fight had not already commenced. You quickly arrived and found the Dragonborn Artagon anxiously awaiting you, and entered the arena not through the normal fighter's entrance, but instead followed him up a narrow set of stairs and into the audience area, where you saw the entirety of the fighting space had been filled with water, creatures, and a ship, as well as several pieces of dock scattered throughout. Once you entered the arena and stood on your damp staging area, you watched as the enigmatic and vicious leader of Renovash, Nas Min, held a short swordsmanship lesson for a few lucky children, earning him sympathy from the crowd. Then, as he ascended once again to his observation chamber, the fight commenced. Inira cleverly cast Water Walk, granting the party a huge boon for the coming fight, and you spread out, quickly trying to engage your enemies, Mania Nastavos. As the battle raged, the neutral ship already in the area fired several times at Harriet, critically injuring her. Each of you had a close brush with a gigantic shark or a toothy crocodile, but managed to narrowly escape death each time. Kanan fell unconscious a few times during the fight, as a lack of coordination within the party nearly led to your defeat. Then, as things looked their most grim, what started as a speck of shadow in the blue sky overhead quickly grew and became visible as a small blackwood ship painted with the colors of Jen Talruk, Harriet's lover, and her ship crashed into the fighting space within the arena, much to the crowd and Nas Min's pleasure. The tides quickly turned and the Vagabonds emerged victorious, one step closer to the championship fight. And that is where we left off. So let me get the water noises going again. And change it to this. Alright. As the last of the Fast and the Furious falls silent, dead under your attacks or drowned beneath the surface of the blue-green water, you hear once more the announcer's voice pierce through the fading din of battle and say, "People of Renovash, give a hearty congratulations to your first team in the final fight, the Vagabonds." The crowd gives some less than enthusiastic applause, and you feel the pressure of so many people watching you at once. Looking around, adrenaline still pumping from the fight that ended just moments ago, you see people of all races and creeds cheering for you. You see signs and posters hung with your names and the Vagabonds scrawled across. You see crimson banners bearing the V within a V symbol used to identify your group on the flags hanging outside of the arena before the championship began unfurl at the announcer's voice from the sunshades hanging overhead, and the crowd continues cheering. You also see that these people cheering are in the minority amongst the crowd, and that many are sneering and giving inappropriate hand gestures towards you. You catch murmurs through the crowd that echo across the water, but you need to make a perception check to see what they're saying.
Is this an everybody or?
Yeah, everybody's fine. Oh my
Okay.
goodness. 26, 26, 27.
I'm not gonna compete with y'all. I don't even want to try.
Alright.
Very vision.
Wow.
You guys.
So, you hear murmurs throughout the crowd about how, except for Zarius, unfortunately, and Harriet.
I hear nothing.
You hear murmurs
I'm
throughout the
distracted by
crowd
Jen.
about how the Vagabonds shouldn't have won, and how they only won because of that pirate. How it's unfair that the big woman showed up and only helped them. That, and you hear that Mania should have won. These echoes reach you, and you take in the crowd. Recognizing the tension building, a startling realization strikes you. You have just defeated what may have been a crowd favorite in a city obsessed with fighting. As you're pondering these things, and the excitement from the fight is wearing off, you see the figure of Nas Min descending down from his observation chamber towards Jen's ship, Silent Deceit, and the crowd descends into whispers. Then, silence as he approaches Jen. A moment of tension hangs in the air between the two of them, and you sense a history there, but you're uncertain of the nature. Then Jen reaches her hand forward firmly, and Nas takes it, shaking heartily once before raising his other hand in the air to the crowd's joy. Nas releases her grip and whispers something, before turning slowly to face each part of the crowd and bowing low. I think, Zarius, you can read lips?
Yeah.
Okay. You and you alone notice that Nas says, "Quite a show. Thank you, friend." As he rises, Nas says, "My people, might I present to you my agent of chaos, Jen Telrook." Small smattering of applause. "Jen has been a friend for quite some time, but I've never been able to get her in the arena until today. This is a historic moment. As for our victors," the crowd falls silent, and a few people even voice their disdain through hissing. And Nas kind of reaffirms his position. He says, "Our victors will join me for a private dinner with the other team, once a victor is decided, of course. For now, treat them with the respect their position holds, even if you can't afford it to them individually. As for Jen, she and her crew will remain here for the rest of the day to engage in some sea battle recreations, with live combat, of course." And the crowd, with that said, cheers. Nas turns towards you all and says, "Vagabonds, see Artagon for the first disbursement of your winnings. People of Renovash, my people, we are closing in on that final and fateful hour when a true champion will be decided. And I have something spectacular in store." Nas turns away from Jen and leaps off the bow of the ship, gently drifting back up to his observation chamber. As you all standing in the arena, you notice a number of workers hauling out new pieces of dock to replace the ones that were burned, as well as a few magically endowed individuals beginning to conjure a large portal through which water, fish, and even a few sharks are pouring through. It seems as though you have a few minutes, maybe 5 or 10 minutes, to gather yourselves before you'll have to leave. What would you like to do?
To gather ourselves, as in they aren't rushing us out right now.
Yeah, you've got about 5 or 10 minutes before they're gonna like start the next thing and kick you out, so you got a little bit of time.
I wrote down a note to myself last time, so I want to go over to the. I don't remember who it was that I killed, but whoever I killed and like burned to ashes, and their bones are the only thing left or whatever. And I want to take their bones and form them into the symbol of fetch, like I sort of promised.
Okay. Yeah, easy enough to do. A few of the workers who are like generally go to clear bodies out. One of them comes up behind you and sees you doing that, arranging them, and he goes to like put his hand on your shoulder and stops you, and then decides, I better not, and just backs up and kind of waits patiently until you're finished.
Okay. I'll just like mutter some quiet bullshit under my breath to make it look like I'm maybe saying a prayer or something.
Okay. Make a performance check.
Holy behavior only.
15, okay. It's believable enough. A few people are pretty skeptical at what you're doing, but yeah, they just think it's just weird. But you know, it's a city full of warriors, right? Everybody's got weird rituals. So, anyone else have anything?
Harriet, she'll eventually, if she can, go over to Jen.
Yeah.
If not, that's fine.
Yeah.
But before that, before going over, before like looking over at her, she's gonna squeeze the handle of the her pistol.
Okay.
And she's gonna say, "We've had some people pretending to be loved ones. Is that really you over there? Or am I just hopeful?" And that's it.
Pretty much right away, Jen just turns toward you and says, "It's me, baby, in the flesh." And waves you over onto the ship.
Okay, then she'll go over.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, cool. So you make your way over and climb up onto the side of the ship, and Jen is right there waiting and helps to lift you back up onto the deck of Silent Deceit. A few of Jen's workers are quickly like scrubbing, and they're doing ship stuff. But Jen opens her arms wide and tries to pull you in for a tight embrace.
Yeah, she'll do that, and then kiss her on the cheek.
Okay. And you see her cheeks just flush red. And she says, "I'm sorry, Harriet. I wanted to tell you, but I was sworn to secrecy."
I understand, and 25 words a day doesn't lend to too much. Aren't you banned from here? Did I make that up?
Well, I was banned due to a disagreement between me and the venerable leader over there, and she gestures over towards where Nas's observation chamber is. She says,
He's still there, like looking down?
Yeah, he's still there.
Okay.
She says, but he made a compelling offer. 40,000 gold goes a long way to funding an expedition.
Suppose it would. Is this the expedition, or that's where you're on to next?
He would rather have me fight in this arena. I refuse. But my journeys will take me out to the Thesval Depths. It's my next location. You're always welcome to join, of course.
Well, I think we've got some journeys of our own, maybe not being paid as much as you, but...
If you win this championship, you'll be far better off than I ever would. Still,
That's one perspective.
I recommend, and you see her demeanor completely shift for a moment as she pulls you in really close and whispers and says, "I would caution you against Nas. He is an incredibly dangerous individual. Although no one is without the possibility of redemption, I fear his mind is far too slippery for that. Be careful."
Well, I say the same to you, bringer of chaos.
I know Nas's tricks. He can't slip anything past me. Well, enough with that serious business. Where are you off to next? Are you staying in town, or are you traveling?
We're figuring it out at the moment. We just got back from somewhere. Unique.
Well, some home time might be nice. Still, I did hear of some rumors of some snake people. That, they tried to sacrifice a crew of my friends who went to visit. Thought it might be fun. I even heard they've got a vault of gold. What do you say?
A whole vault?
A whole vault.
I mean, you're worth more to me than a vault of gold. I don't know why you're saying that's the selling point.
Well, it seems we'll save that one for another time then.
Perhaps.
Still, it is good to see you.
Are you going anywhere tonight? Or are you fighting, all day, or...
I have fights the rest of the day, and then this evening I have to get the ship out so they can drain the arena, so I'll only be staying till dusk. Maybe a few hours after.
Well, let me know before you go then, perhaps?
Of course. If I can't find you, I'll send you a message.
Sounds good. And she'll lean in to kiss her right on the lips, looking directly at Nas.
Okay. Cool.
if that makes sense.
Yeah. All
And then
right.
be like, I hope you're my bringer of chaos first before him.
She smiles and hugs you really tightly. Always, Harriet. Always. Be careful.
You too. Then
About
she'll
this
go.
time, yeah, you start to see people kind of trying to usher everyone out. So unless there's anything anyone else wanted to do during that time?
Kanan's just gonna probably look over at Zarius and Anira and be like, well, guys, Balthazar said we needed to go directly after the fight, and, well, I think that it might be best if we head over there soon, grab our payment from, oh goodness, what's his name?
The guy.
Artagon.
Artagon. Grab our payment from Artagon and head over. Plus, I've got some things I need to talk to you guys about.
Yes.
Also-
Balthazar's not one I'd keep waiting.
Quick out of character. Azarius and I have switched bodies. George
Oh,
and I
on
have
the-
switched bodies on the stream.
On the stream.
It's
Sad.
probably my fault.
Oh, you're fine.
Turn the camera off for a
How
bit.
about this? What is the order?
No, I'll just be Anira.
Yeah, I'll just be Zarius. Hello,
Problem solved.
I'm Zarius.
There we
I'm
go.
a tiefling.
Dinner time.
Cool.
Time.
All right, everyone back to where they're supposed to be.
I don't know yet. Stream's on
Vagabond
delay.
roulette.
Yes.
Oh, yeah. Okay, yeah, we're good.
Okay.
All right, great.
Cool.
No more
Go
body
team.
switching. Okay, anything anyone else wants to do before we leave the arena? All right. After this conversation, again, you see Artagon kind of waving you down from the side of the arena, and you make your way off of Jen's ship and across the dock that has been constructed while you've been talking. Seems they work quick here. You also see another larger ship that has apparently come through a portal at some point, and exiting the fighting space. Artagon leads you back down the narrow stairs to his covered tables, and will get off of the thingy there because you're not in the water anymore. So Artagon leads you back down to the narrow stairs and to his covered tables and begins rummaging around. This is not what I meant to click on. Here we go. And he starts to look through this really big chest that's just sitting on the ground. A moment or two of searching later, and he turns and plops two large sacks tied at the top on the table. He looks at you all and gives a big sigh, just and then turns and searches once more, eventually withdrawing two more bags, sets them on the table, and then goes again and searches and grabs one final sack and sets it down. He looks over the ones on the table and he says, he lifts his eyes towards you all and he says, well, there you have it. Your well-deserved winnings.
Thank
Didn't
you.
realize we were getting paid.
Of course. You've made it to the final round. You at least get a portion of your earnings.
I'm not complaining.
Hope we stay alive enough to enjoy them.
As do I.
Well,
I've invested a fair amount in your behalf.
Thanks, and I hope you don't lose any of your managing stuff that you told about us before the fight.
I appreciate that. You know, you all have a unique opportunity. Very few people get dinner with Nas once, much less twice. A lot of people are jealous.
Seems everyone's kind of not on our side at the moment.
Indeed, you made a lot of people upset with your victory today. I would watch your back making your way through the city.
Just have to win them over later at our next fight.
That is my
That's the
hope.
plan.
When is our next fight? Is that
That's a good
known?
question.
Well, the dinner will be in about a week or so, and once the winner is decided between the Iron Legion and the Bone Cloaks, a date will be set at that point.
All right.
They have
I
to
think
fight themselves in order to determine who's the winner to go to dinner with you.
Right.
there'll be a with us as well.
Yes, it will be the two champion teams fighting against one another. They'll have a dinner beforehand with Nas, so the both of you will be there.
Interesting. All right.
Good day. I will summon you personally for dinner with Nas, and my counterpart will gather your opponents.
Wonderful. I think we're about spent for the evening.
See you then.
Yeah.
Indeed. And he turns back and starts like rearranging that chest and kind of muttering under his breath about his assistant.
How much money does it look like at a glance? Like, does it look like a lot, or?
It's a lot, yeah.
Oh.
If you were to just make an estimate, you'd say it's around 10,000 gold.
I'll just
Like
take
all
one
5?
pouch.
Each bag is about 2,000. There's 5 bags total.
Okay.
So I'll just take one.
I'll take a pouch.
We're doing, what is it, fifth fees? Not no words.
That sounds good. As long as we can do this as we're walking over to Balthazar's.
Yeah,
I mean, there's just 5 bags, so I would assume
just take
a
one
bag
of each.
each.
Sounds perfect.
Well, there we
If
go.
anyone's picky though, and I have 1 more gold than you all, I can count it later.
I'm fine. I'm good with whatever we get. It's not worth much if
Fine by
we don't
me.
survive and if we don't get our friends back or get back from Balthazar's thing.
Okay, we should head over there.
Yeah,
You
which
said 2,000.
Yeah, each person gets 2,000 gold.
I was just I don't know. Zarius, you said Fang wasn't sounding very good.
Yeah, they're not being, treated well
Right.
by any means. Given their company, I'd say they're better than I thought they would be. The
I
fact
don't
that they're conscious at all.
I
Uh,
just think that it might be good to ask Balthazar to send us to the Hells if maybe he has a job there.
Yeah, we should at least check.
I don't think they're gonna survive long. Is the thing.
I think the fact that they're alive now means Corzin doesn't want them dead, because he's had them for how long?
They wouldn't kill them because then we might lose our motivation to go.
He has power over us as it stands.
They're collateral.
A lot of people have power over us right now.
Them alive means a lot more to us than their bodies. So.
But I agree, we should make haste in trying to save them, but we can't get out of whatever we owe Balthazar.
We've got a week.
Not a week. So we've got
Hopefully,
a Balthazar to go.
Balthazar's quest doesn't take that long.
This time we should ask him how time passes.
Yeah,
Essentially.
be a good idea.
He might have things that he needs in the Hells, I mean.
You can ask him.
It's definitely
Mm.
worth checking.
Yeah, I
Did
just,
we all?
with Corzin having the ability to be our friends in a way, I wouldn't put it past him to kill them. I mean, he has access to all of their memories and he's able to modify them, so he could either kill them or not make them themselves.
That doesn't do anything for us. He wants us to come to him. That's why they're still alive. That's why they've been alive the whole time that we were at other place.
He had, what was it, 2 months to kill them?
Yeah. He wants us to come to him. That's why they're still alive. And them being dead or mind, whatever, won't get us down there. Or there's some other reason entirely. I mean, there's a fucking demon cat. We don't really know much about demon cats.
Right.
But yeah, we'll check with Balthazar, see if he has any jobs that he needs completed in the house. Or at least if he knows anything.
Thank you.
Alright, so where are you all headed? Just straight to Balthazar's?
Ready to go.
Yeah. Kind of keeping an eye out for shifty folks trying to
Yeah.
mug us or something,
Okay, yeah. Making your way through the busy streets of Renovash, you definitely feel eyes like daggers pierce into you wherever you go. though no one person seems to stand out as a perpetrator. Whispers slither their way through the crowds to your well-tuned ears. You hear cheaters, unworthy, gonna die. And you have to actively work to shut those voices from your minds. Where you ordinarily receive praise from passers-by and are heralded wherever you go as heroes and potential champions, the city itself seems to have turned somewhat. There are still pockets of support as you travel along the wide streets, but the feeling of the city has definitely changed. Eventually, as you pass through the shop stalls that are hastily set up and overloaded with trinkets, you find your way past the eastern entrance of the city to the stairway leading to Balthazar's Forum. The neon's glowing sign flicking on and off indicating that the shop is open. What would you like to do?
We go.
Let's head on in.
All right. Venturing up the stairs, your minds harken back to the first time when you met this man, and you wonder for a moment how you got here. In this time, you quickly press up the 2 flights of stairs where you're met with wide whitewood doors with golden push panels. Anything you'd like to say or do before you go in?
I think we just head in.
Okay. Pushing open the doors, you see the newly renovated forum precisely as before. The wall of books neatly organized, the golden censer dimly glowing and trailing wisps of aromatic smoke. The crimson banners flitting about the room, and Balthazar standing behind a tall desk, his pen scratching away at a piece of parchment. As you watch, a dim bit of yellow light emanating both from Balthazar's eyes and from the parchment itself flashes, and Balthazar shakes the dust from the paper and rolls it tightly, tying a black ribbon around it. He turns slightly to face you all, the light from the sun pouring in through the balcony and reflecting brightly off the obsidian floor. A slim smile crosses his face. Hello, Vagabonds. Congratulations on your victory.
Thank you.
Are
Time
you
to
ready
celebrate, really.
Are you ready to fulfill your obligation?
Yes, and about that,
Oh yes, I have a few requests for you in the bestial plane if you are able, and one necessity. As you may have guessed, I am out of guinea pigs. I require more.
yes, and I was just curious if you needed anything in the house.
Why are you asking?
We checked in on the people we needed to, and they're not looking good, and they're in the house.
I had wondered what security measures Corzin had employed. It seems gathering your friend or family has proved quite effective in manipulating you to his will. Undoubtedly, you realize he is expecting you.
Of course. That's why they're
We are
so
fully
alive.
aware of that.
My advice, make him wait. Let Corzin sit and stew on his own arrogance, and when he has finally let his guard down, then you strike, swift and ruthless. Of course, this may take years, and your compatriots will inevitably be killed through his frustration, but you will establish
That's what you're doing with
yourselves-
Nas. Sitting and waiting.
Perhaps.
Harriet.
We don't need some show of power and to out-manipulate him. We just need to get in there and get our friends.
Make a persuasion check.
Let me turn back on.
If anyone has anything they want to add to that, she can roll with advantage.
Did we all hear what Apollodex said about like needing to be more powerful?
Oh, take that, Balthazar.
No, that was in a dream.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, we were in the bottom of Comic Con.
Oh yeah, all of that. Yeah, everyone heard that.
Hey, it's okay.
Okay.
But the stuff that from the previous session, that was in a dream.
Yeah, I don't even remember what that was, so
Yeah.
that's fine.
So Balthazar kind of rubs his hand across his chin and says,
Go lay down.
I suppose a trip to the Hells could satisfy your debt. And he thinks, yes, and it would save me the components to send you across the plains. Allow me a moment to compile a list. Balthazar turns back to the standing desk and quickly writes on a piece of parchment, and then casts sand across it, drying the ink. Shaking the page, he holds it out towards you all. These are the things I require from the Hells, and I'll share with you the list.
How long would this take us. Our friend up in the Golden Palace is expecting us sooner than later.
Time passes strangely across the plains, as I'm sure you're now aware. Every day or so here is roughly a week in the Hells. So you'll have plenty of time.
Okay.
Although, the proximity to more powerful entities can alter that, to be longer or shorter depending on their will.
Love that.
Well, if we aren't back, they might come to you first and ask where we are.
They may. However, these things here on this list, I need. The method smoke is exceptionally challenging to come by, and unless one of you has begun dealing in ice magic since between your fight and now, I do not expect you to be able to get any. Still, if the opportunity arises, I would pay handsomely. You'll need this. And he holds out. He opens a small door in the compartment under the writing area of the desk and removes an empty glass vial about the length of his hand, with a plug in the end covered by a piece of black leather that looks like it has, it's been etched with various symbols and sigils and those kinds of things. He says, open this near a method just after it explodes, and the vial will absorb some of its essence. Be careful not to hold the open end near your mouth, or it will suck the breath from your lungs.
Oh.
There go my plan.
Alright.
I would caution you, the Hells are a taxing place, even for me. You would do well to use your time there judiciously and return promptly.
How do we return?
We'll discuss that in a moment.
Okay, also, we're all pretty beat up from the fight, and I was wondering if you had any, like health potions.
Of course. How many would you like?
How much does your greater healing cost?
For a greater healing potion, since we have a history of business together, I'll give you a discount. 125 gold.
For one greater healing?
For one greater healing.
How many of those do you
Then
have?
do you have?
I have 6.
I'll buy them all right now.
Indeed.
I don't know what 125 times 6 is, but if you tell me what it is, I'll hand you that.
8,
Is it 800?
I think. My math is awful.
125.
750.
750.
Yep.
See? Don't trust me.
Normal healing potions.
So
How
I'll
much?
start to pull out 750 from
Okay.
mine.
For the more pedestrian healing potions, might I suggest ill-gotten gains in the underground?
Hmm.
We've been there.
You have time to be making little shopping trips before? Isn't time of the essence?
It's your friends' lives. I don't care one way or another.
I mean, we won't be
Fair enough.
much
One-
help
Quick shot.
if we're almost dead. I mean,
I
how are
told
you
Jen
guys
I'd see her
feeling?
before she went, so
Tomorrow morning, first thing?
We can just go back and rest right now. Leave as early as we get up.
That'd work for me. I've some things I need to buy anyway.
As well.
we just need to be careful. I'm worried about, I mean, we can take a lot of the city, but they are not happy with us right now.
Yeah, no, I think
Be
traveling in
careful
groups is
going out
best.
there.
Not wandering off alone.
Could I pay you to sleep here?
You may sleep here.
Like, I don't know, 10 gold?
I'll tell you what. Let's call it even. You're taking this job from me. You get the method smoke, and I'll pay you additionally, as I said before. And we'll call that fair for the night.
Okay.
The other items on the list are, however, non-negotiable. The soul stones are just what they sound like, if you've never seen one. In appearance, they are about the size of a man's head, and they vary in color from a rich violet to an ugly and putrid green. The bluer the hue, the more potent the soul stone. Do you have any questions about the items I am asking for?
You said methods, smoke,
Method smoke
and a soul stone.
and a soul stone, yes.
That's it?
The other items are on the list.
Oh.
There's the wing of an imp, ashes of a fresh hell tree, and the soul stone. 4 items total.
Ashes of a what?
A hell tree.
And a fresh hell tree, does that mean it's freshly burned, or it's always burning, or?
Not one that has been cut down and dried.
Okay. I
Things
do
will
have.
make more sense when you go there.
Well, if
Are
there's
the
trees
hells-
in the hells, that's just any tree we find.
You will know it when you see it, believe me.
All right.
Are the hells like the cipher? Is magic?
The hells are an innately magical plane. They cannot exist without magic, and so you will find your abilities to perform as normal.
Great.
Are we resting or shopping
I have
or?
quick things I'd like to buy, and I kind of need Farz's help.
I'm really good at buying things. Speaking of buying things, and I'll give 1 greater healing potion to each of you.
Yay.
Thank you.
Oh, yeah.
I'll go with you two if that's alright.
I'm gonna hang back here.
Asking for Farz's help is, I think it'd be. He has abilities to disguise himself, and with our standing with the city at the moment, I think that might be helpful in buying things.
I can do
I
that
can
as
make
well.
you look like a totally different person, Zarius. Give me 30 minutes, and I will make you look like a new man.
I can also disguise myself when I need to purchase things.
Okay, I was going to stand outside and send Farz in for money, but
I can
Who do you
do
want
it
to look like?
too.
if we can all look different, that'd be great.
I
Not
mean,
now,
it would take me time, but I can't do it.
I can do my thing once a day and I've never used it.
I can do it for an hour, but
Just a brief hour-long shopping trip then. I'm just out for diamonds, to be honest.
I mean, I can go and buy diamonds.
diamonds are Zarius' best friend, you know?
Yeah.
One of our best friends. They let Zarius.
I'll take it, Zarius. I'll buy you all the diamonds you
Yeah.
want, Zarius.
If you're making a trip, if I just give you gold, can you bring back objects
Yeah.
in exchange?
Give me a shopping list. Give us a shopping list.
We're good at shopping lists,
Okay.
apparently.
We'll make it the date,
What we do.
Zarius. You can go on a shopping date.
Let's go. That'll be fun.
I mean, do you want me to make you look different? Yes or no?
Yes, that would be preferable.
Okay. I'm gonna whip out I think I have a disguise kit. I do. I have a disguise kit. And I'm gonna just start doing makeup on Zarius. I want him to look like
Yes.
what does Zarius want to look like? Boris will ask him some questions. How should I do
How
your
about-
hair? What color do you want to be? What about the horns? What do we do with them?
Those glasses with the.
We can hide the horns in the hair, and he'll be taking on like a more, I don't know, human-esque appearance, like a tanner. Like
Sure.
instead of just like white with gray speckles, he'll be like a little bit more tanned.
Spray tan, Zarius!
Yeah, spray tan Zarius.
I don't think I have spray tan in this disguise kit, but
Zarius coming out looking like a Jersey
Zarius will, like-
girl.
Yeah, Zarius will put on like some gloves or something so that you can't see his hand. Like, gotta
is
make
it
it a
all
little
doable
easier.
within the realm of a disguise kit, Matt? I've never done this before.
I don't
You
know.
can change the
but-
color of his skin. Yeah, you just paint over it. I mean, you just paint it.
Yeah,
Oh,
he's just
didn't mean
he's
to
gone
do
from
that.
white to
Sorry.
orange.
I will try and do that. Then do you want me to roll for it? I have to
Yeah,
And
make
you.
a performance check.
performance check. I'm good at those most of the time. I'm
Yeah,
good at
24. It's a convincing disguise. Zarius, of course, his facial structure hasn't changed, but Boris has really been practicing his contours. You know, he's really made the makeup look like he's changed the shape of his face. It's very passable. Obviously, you're still a tiefling, or just
Yeah.
a guy with a huge growth on the top of his head, but
I mean,
yeah, you're just still wearing the
he's
same
got like
clothes.
the old-fashioned hairstyle.
Yeah,
Yeah,
still wearing
He's got
same
the
clothes.
pomp in the front.
yeah. There you go. The same clothes. Okay.
And then I will cast Disguise Self on myself to be a human, darker skinned, with this giant orange afro.
Okay. Yeah. Sounds good.
Lord.
Oh, goodness.
So is it just you guys going then?
I think so,
To
dude.
join us.
I think so, dude. Oh dear, yeah,
Oh,
you know,
we're doing the voices again.
I picked up some things in the cipher.
you know,
Whereas
on second thought, I really think you should just go alone. That's horrifying.
You ready, broski? Let's
I
go.
will
Are we
give.
doing voices?
I will
I
give
mean, I'm
Varus
good because it's fun.
400. I'll give Varus 400 gold. So I might.
Oh, give it to Zarius. I don't.
I'll give Xeris. Please don't let your sword eat my gold. 400 gold, and just however many healing potions.
I'll tell you what, I'll leave the sword here. Actually,
Okay.
it's probably best not to be carrying around my bright red sword.
Random tiefling guy, how do you get Sirius's famous sword?
Yeah.
Oh, it's just cosplay. It's just cosplay.
It's cosplay, man. It's fake. It's fake.
It's tagged. See,
It's tag. Yes, they got the tag on it.
Tag on it.
Yeah, so true. Oh my gosh.
You have the peace bond to tags. Sorry.
So, health potions for you. Anything else for anyone?
I'd take health potions too.
Okay.
Try them all out.
I mean,
Didn't
I
seem
just
like they had
gave
any
you
good
one.
tea, but if they did, I'd take that.
Okay.
real quick, can I also solicit? Wow, there's my lisp. Solicit Balthazar for a 5th level Cone of Cold scroll. How much that would be?
Sure. You ask Balthazar, and he says, Cone of Cold, I don't have one available at the moment, but if you give me a day or two, I can provide one for you. It would run around 550 gold.
Is there any way to expedite? Because you mentioned ice. What did I click? I clicked. Did I click something? No. Okay. Because you mentioned we needed ice magic in the Hells, and I was wondering if it could be ready before we go into the Hells.
This is to capture a method. Methods explode when they die, so the ice magic is to prevent that from happening.
Gotcha.
So you will just have to be
So
dexterous.
we capture them with the cold. So we're ready with the 2. Then we explode them in the
Precisely.
2.
Yeah.
Okay.
The 2 will
Never
do the
mind
work.
then. Cool. Never mind.
Wait,
Health
May I
potions
have
for Harriet,
that platinum I
Naira,
gave you?
Kanan, you want anything?
No, I'm good. I'm just gonna go over here. I'm gonna prepare myself. And you'll
I
see
think
you
Kanan
should.
just kind
Darius.
of like walks over to the corner and just like sits and looks like she's stretching. She's just very obviously deep in her thoughts.
Harriet, may I have the platinum that I had to hold on to for a little while?
Yes, hold on. Let me.
It
How
was
much of that do I have left?
75, because he took 3 for the sword.
Hold up, now. Yep. Do you want all of it?
Yeah, just take it all for now. Just leave the
There you
sword here
go.
anyway. Thank you.
And it's all over to you. And stay safe out there.
Contact if you need anything.
We'll do our best. I have the ability to send one message, so...
Do you want the scroll?
No, it's fine.
Are you sure? Because you could. It's a pretty scroll.
Might be best for you to have it in case something happens here.
I can't.
When in doubt, I always have my sending stone, too, so I believe that. Did you trade yours off, Harriet?
I have it, but I'm gonna hand it over to Kanan, yes.
Sounds good. Well,
What?
Johnny and, what's your name gonna be? Frederick. Johnny and Frederick will be back in an hour,
Sure. Yeah.
and I'll start walking out.
All right. Head out down the stairs and to the left to where you see that guard that's kind of always ever present. They're holding the big pike. He just doesn't really acknowledge you, still just staring straight ahead, but you do see the alley open right next to him. Are you heading towards the ill-gotten gains?
Yeah, probably there first. And then what was the diamond shop? I can't remember.
That's
Was that
Ilgotten Gates.
Ilgotten?
Yeah, it's the same place.
That was Ilgotten. Okay, cool. Cool.
Yeah.
No doubt.
So you make your way down. You pass by the enormous and very embossed and ornamented Nas statue that's sitting there, kind of in the center of this intersection. You walk through, look down to your right, and you see the. Sorry, let me put this on a street. You see the at the far end of one alley, the large mural that has been painted of Nas that has a lot of like oblations and prayer cards and all these kinds of things written next to it. And you continue down and hang a left, and you find yourselves walking into Ill-Gotten Gains, which is, populated by the ordinary group of very, very, very muscular and insecure guys. Definitely getting some herbal enhancement. But you walk in, and the progenitor of Ill-Gotten Gains, I'm trying to remember his name. Let me look here. It's been so long since we've been there. Eandro, the shopkeeper, very nicely dressed as usual. He's a human guy, comparatively thin to everybody else. He has kind of narrow features, dark black hair. He sees you walk in and says, "Ah, new customers. What can I do for you?"
Yeah, we're looking for some diamonds and like a couple of health potions.
Diamonds and health potions. You must be aspiring fighters.
Yeah, man, we're trying to make it in the big league.
You know it. We're from out of town. Heard about this place.
You just came into town.
Yeah.
I'm afraid you've come in at an
Fresh
exciting time,
meat.
my friends.
Oh, so we've heard.
Just had our first champions declared. Well, first for the
Oh?
final fight. This team called the Vagabonds. Definitely not a crowd favorite, but they have
Boring
been
name.
impressive.
Vagabonds is just a noun, dude.
Indeed.
Have some creativity.
So,
Anyway.
diamonds and healing potions. I presume you'll be trying to prevent and bring yourself back from death?
Yeah, dying's pretty lame, man.
I can agree with that. Well, I have this diamond here, and he pulls out a large diamond. It's the same one that he had from before. He says,
That's
"This one,
500 or 3.
it's worth about 300.
Okay.
This diamond here, I can give it to you for a special deal today, since you're new in town. 550 gold.
I'm not gonna try to bargain with this dude again.
I think Frederick is a master negotiator.
I think Frederick is social anxiety and is not gonna do that. All right. Do you have like anything a little bigger too?
I'm afraid all of our larger diamonds have been purchased by another one of the potential championship teams.
That's fair, man. Yeah. Okay. So he'll hand over 550 gold.
Okay. He takes it from you and kind of just very quickly spreads it out so he can counter real fast, throws it back in the bag, and sets it down under the counter.
Actually, he'll hand him 55 platinum.
Okay, yeah,
There you
easy
go.
enough, yeah. He says, and for healing potions, I am afraid we are also freshly out.
Rats.
All right.
However,
Do you,
I can offer you something that I think might really interest you. This here, he pulls out this heart-shaped bottle full of this bright pink liquid. And
No.
even at the sealed bottle, it smells like chocolate and roses. I mean, it's very pungent. And he says, this potion will turn anyone into your most devoted fan.
Yo. That's pretty swag.
I'm sure for two future champions like yourselves, this could do you both some good.
Yeah. But, I mean, we aren't champions yet, so is it going to cost us an arm and a leg, dude? Or is it like,
Precisely one arm.
how much
That's
is
a joke.
an arm
This
worth? Dude,
potion here
does it have
is
to be one of
1200
our arms?
Frederick, you interrupted me. Gosh. Sorry.
This potion here is 1200 gold.
Eh. What do you think, Frederick?
It's a little rich for my blood, dude. But, I mean, if he's taking arms, we could just go take someone's arm.
What if we, like, put our money together? Like, I could pay 600 or even like 800.
Do you really want that, man?
Dude, I want that.
Okay. I'll do like, see, how much was it? 12?
1,200 gold.
If you want to do 8, I'll do 4.
Heck yeah, dude. And I'll start to count out 800 gold.
Okay.
No.
Go ahead and mark off the gold. You place it on the counter, and he pushes the potion closer to you. And again, it's very fragrant. It smells like chocolate and roses. Here
He
are...
just got scammed. Maybe.
So just mark down the
Bro.
potion of love in your inventory.
Okay. Yo, Frederick, you're like a super bro. Thanks for doing that for me. And you, bro, Mr. Stellar Dude, you're also like a super bro.
I appreciate my bro status with you.
That's achieved, man.
Well, if you'll
Well.
excuse me, I do have other customers to tend to.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude.
Hang loose, bro.
All right.
Oh.
Got a lot out of there.
So, anything else that you all want to go look for, or anybody you want to talk to before you head back to Balthazar's?
Do we know of any other places that sells diamonds and or potions, or is it just kind of ill-gotten gains?
Pretty much Ill-Gotten Gains is the only place that you've been able to find, aside from Balthazar's.
Okay, cool. So we'll scuttle on back to Balthazar's, unless Vars wants to do something.
Nah.
Okay. All right, you make your way back out, and out of the underground, around the corner, and back up to Balthazar's, entering in, and you are rejoined with the rest of the group.
I'll drop Johnny.
How'd it go?
Oh, it went. I mean, we
Well-
didn't get as many health potions as we wanted, but
Any, really. Here's your 400 gold back, Anira.
we did get a nice hunk of white. And I bought this
What?
potion.
A
It's
hunk
like
of
chocolate.
what?
I don't know what he said either, but we
A
got this
hunk of
diamond.
white. It's a diamond. It's just
Yeah.
more unique.
Well, one of us can die and we're fine.
Well,
Unless
I
the
would not be
hell says
fine if
something
one of
about-
you died.
if it
Is not
happens really
Is that why they
quickly
call it
after.
a diamond?
Oh,
Oh my
I-
God.
If we
know,
die in
it
the
might
hells,
be.
do we die in real life?
who knows?
Real
I would
life?
assume so, yeah. Balthazar,
Yes.
would you happen to have any diamonds for sale? They only had the one.
I will provide diamonds upon your safe return. That's the bonus for getting the method smoke.
Understandable.
So we just have to carry our dead bodies back.
Whatever you do with them is your business.
Not mine. It's not that hard, guys.
Oh, I thought you meant carrying. I was like, I don't trust you, Mars, to
Oh.
carry my dead body.
I couldn't carry shit. I can barely carry this.
One last request, Balthazar. Do you have anything that would, for sale, of course, not asking for free, but that would help us on our ventures down there? The Hells sounds inherently dangerous. If there's anything you think offhand that we could buy.
And he thinks for a moment, kind of scans his forum. He says, in my excitement over the potion that you brought back from the cipher, it seems I have forgotten that I am actually running a store here. I have not restocked many of my items in some time. As such, I only have the basic necessities available, first level spells, those kinds of things. And you all have just recently purchased all of my healing potions. Unless you're
Alright.
looking for something custom made and you are willing to wait a while, I unfortunately don't have anything else.
Alright, I just figured I'd check.
Of course. Those potions,
if
by
I
the
remember,
way, do not give you wings.
No, really?
We still have. What do they do? Because we still have ours that you let us.
They will make you very excitable and very energetic. Your friend Kanan could probably run twice as fast as normal
that's
Wow,
fine.
that is really fast.
for some time. Then you will become very tired.
Oh, so it's kind of like, what was that spell that
Haste?
Haste.
yeah.
It's similar to a haste spell, but the effects are not as severe and they last somewhat longer.
Interesting.
So what I'm hearing.
Sorry.
So what I'm hearing is give Kanan a special potion in hell.
Sure.
No. Does Balthazar's Forum if I'm remembering correctly, overlook the stadium?
Yeah. It's got a nice
So-
balcony view that overlooks the entire arena area.
Can we see Jen fighting?
Yeah, if you want to take a look, go ahead and make a perception check.
Oh.
15, pretty good. Yeah, from here, I mean, it's far, but you can make out the individual shapes of people just fine. You can't really make out like facial details or those kinds of things. But what you do see is Silent Deceit is currently making a nice round. It's cutting through the water very quickly, rapidly, kind of turning, and it just is opening up a cannon barrage against this other ship, and it's just going up in flames. The other ship is losing this fight. You do see Jen standing, holding on to one of the masts and like aiming her pistol out. You presume at least her pistol, but that's about all that you can make out from here. And during the time, you see the ships kind of circle each other a few times. But yeah, cannon...
during that hour, she probably would have just been watching that they were gone.
Cool. Yeah, that's the basic gist of it. They took some time to set things up. You heard the announcer talking, those kinds of things, but yeah.
Yeah, she likes to watch, but she's also gauging like when Jen is done type thing.
Yeah. Okay.
Sorry, that's all for me.
You're good. Anyone else have anything they want to ask or talk about Balthazar? Okay. So then we can. Go ahead.
Would Harriet still be watching the fights when Zarius and Varus returned, or?
Probably right about when you get back.
Yeah, we weren't really interacting with Balthazar.
Yeah.
She's tired.
Okay.
So yeah.
So I guess at some point I'll just pull Harriet aside and, hey, I saw that you were watching the fights earlier. You want to go and see her?
I'm kind of hoping to. Before she goes, I think she's heading out tonight. She asked me to go with her afterward. I'm obviously not doing that. But I at least want to see her before she goes. I forgot in the fight, but I have a gift for her. I'd like to give her.
Well, if you need help making you not look like you, or if you need someone to go with you, don't be afraid to ask.
I can, I don't do it ever, but I can make myself look different. And, I mainly used firepower in the fight today, so I've still got a little bit left. I can do it for a couple hours, but I don't know. I'll let you know.
I guess I'll just say it more obviously then. If you need a wingman, I'll be a wingman for you.
Who needs Red Bull when you've got Varus, Give me a wing right there.
Varus Livian! The solution for all things. But
Well, I'll let you know.
I'll be here. That's it. I'm good.
All right. So then we'll proceed to the next phase of things. How long do you all want to wait, or are you going to try to rest right here in Balthazar's Forum, or what's the plan for everyone going forward?
I think we're resting in Balthazar's Forum.
Okay.
Hanging out. Unless
Yeah.
Harriet wants to do anything.
Yeah. Oh my god. Harriet is not going down to bed yet because she's waiting for Jen, but she's definitely, not doing anything active beyond she wants to give Kaden the stone at some point. But that's her only thing.
All right. Well, then I'll say, for the sake of brevity, that eventually you hear the announcer announce that there's going to be a pause in the fighting for about a half an hour. Where they can reset things, clear out the debris, those kinds of things, take a break, let Jen take a break. So you've got looks like about a half an hour from whenever that was announced, to get down there. You could talk for 10 or 20 minutes by the time you get down there, if you're quick. So if you'd like to do that, you can do that now.
Just dive off
Sure.
the thing.
Oh my god. Want to see some real speed? Sure, yeah, she will.
Okay.
And I guess she's gonna cast Disguise Self.
Okay.
And yeah, she'll cast Disguise Self, and I don't know, what is she gonna look like? Cause she, Voss, are you coming with?
You tell me, dear.
Well, you know, I'm kind of nervous about going here alone, at least. But are we doing this costume thing? I don't know what to even look like.
Well? You're pretty tall. I'm pretty tall. What if we went as dark elves? They're edgy.
Could be dark elf pirates, you know?
I'm just saying.
Sure.
And I'll turn into a drow with like a huge scar over one eye, an eye patch, and like this huge brimmed hat.
Okay.
And that's me.
Perfect.
Long white hair.
Yeah, and
Yarmy.
Harriet will be this like super buff drow woman.
Okay. All right.
She's just got her hair up in like an updo. She's like, hey, think it's time to go, Varus.
So is that what we're doing then?
Yeah, you know,
Alright.
that is. I heard you guys talking. I thought I'd try something. This is what I did when we were, with Corzin and all that. So.
I do remember that, I will be honest. Well,
All right. Sounds great. You got your disguises up. You're ready to go. You make your way down through the city. Which we'll switch back to city streets noises. You make your way through the streets, and nobody really seems to pay any attention to you. A few people give you odd looks because drow aren't that common. But,
yeah, we really said let's choose a weird thing.
Yeah, nobody's really like bothering you. Everyone just thinks, all right, some people came to watch the fight. No big deal. You make your way through the city. You enter into the exterior of the arena area, and you see the line kind of trying to get into the arena itself. It's pretty short at this point, maybe 2-3 people. Is that where you'd like to head to?
Sure, if that looks like the way people are entering, yeah.
Yeah, you can't exactly go on the fighter's entrance because you don't look like
No.
you. But you make your way up to the entrance there, and the ticket taker sees you and says, "All right, tickets, please."
I'm just gonna put a hand in front of here and I'll say, we are crew members of Jen's, and we have traveled from a long way to go and see her fight again. We would like to go and speak with our former captain for a little bit of catching up, if you would be so kind. He can even pay you. You see these right here, and I'll kind of jingle my coin purse.
Make a persuasion check.
Ooh.
He kind of looks you up and down and says, "You think you're the first person to try to bribe me? A few coins isn't going to cut it, my friend. You know who Nas Min is? You know what I could lose if I let someone in, breaking the rules?"
What if you didn't let someone in who was supposed to be here?
I don't follow.
Like, what if he found out that you did not let in cherished members of his Bringer of Chaos into the arena? That would not look so good.
I think if you were with Jen, I'd know about it.
Then how do you think I got a pistol similar to ours?
You drawing the pistol out?
Yeah.
Make a persuasion check.
Please roll better than me. I'm sorry.
kind of looks at the pistol and looks at you again, kind of narrows his eyes. Says, "Well, I gotta admit, that's a pretty convincing weapon there. Tell you what, you buy a ticket to my charity ball that I'm hosting every year, and I'll let you go through."
Yeah, how much would that be to attend such a wonderful banquet?
It's about 50 gold there.
50 gold. Do I also get to actually go, or is this a fake ticket?
Oh yeah, it's a real event. 100% real, not fake at all.
Well, I cannot wait to see you there.
Me either. It's gonna be great.
And I will hand over my 50 gold for this very real event.
Alright, he takes it and just kind of ushers over his shoulder. He looks around all nervous and then just, okay, yeah, go on.
That better go to charity.
Oh yeah, charity, right, yeah.
No, few
I like
good
support
ones.
good causes, you know.
It's a tax write-off, yeah. Alright, so you enter in.
My head.
It's kind of strange entering into the arena from this side. You've never done it before. And it's like a winding catacomb of different hallways and pathways. On every available spot, there's merchandise. People are selling everything here. It's all like toys and dolls and posters and all kinds of everything and food everywhere. But you manage to make your way through. It's very cleverly designed. You make your way through, get up to the top, and you see you're now standing at the entryway, like on the border of the actual fighting area. The water kind of lapping up against that invisible force wall that's there. You can very clearly see Jen and her ship and the rest of the people out there. She's just sitting on the deck, eating, like a little sandwich, just taking a break,
I guess how close can we get? Or
you're on the edge, like you're standing looking out onto the edge of the water. There's a force wall, so you can't actually go into the arena area. But Jen's sitting maybe like 50 feet off, 75 feet off. Like on the deck of her ship, so.
Mm-hmm. I hadn't thought this far ahead, Varus.
I have tricks, so I can...
I know you. I have already used my message, so I don't know. Do we just make a scene so she looks up here and we just look like this?
If you want me to make a scene, I can make a scene. I can be 15 feet tall whenever I want.
I mean, I also do not want to get kicked out, but whatever. I left all my brain cells on the battlefields and in that shop, so do your 15-foot thing.
I mean, why don't you just pull out your gun and wait until she sees it? I can...
Just stand here with my gun.
Yes, and then I can call attention over this way.
Like, here, bringer of chaos. You look cute. I don't know, like, what is what are you supposed to say?
Hold on, I have to read out what...
You suck my battleship.
I
like,
have to consult my brain waves for what the spell does.
Okay, I will pulse here, I guess. I don't know.
I can't, how loud can I prestidigitation be? It doesn't say.
You can do it loud enough to get your voice.
I can
across
also
loud.
do that. We could both do prestidigitation at the same time.
Why didn't you just come up with the plan to begin with? Count us down, darling.
I got nervous. I don't know.
3, 2, 1.
Ships ahoy, matey,
Count me down. I need to know when to do the ding.
3, 2, 1.
And then I'll prestidigitate ships ahoy, but like really loud.
Okay. All right. Immediately, a lot of people around you turn and look. A lot of people, in addition to Jen and a few members of her crew, all kind of look over, surprised, and Jen is very confused, but doesn't really think much of it.
I'll nudge Harry. Be like, spin your pistol, do it now. Show her the pistol.
Show the pistol.
Okay.
Yeah, I guess I'll spin my pistol and then kiss it on the lips and wink at her.
Okay. All right. She takes notice to that. And kind of very confusedly looks over and tells her crew something, and the ship starts to come around, and she's finishing eating this sandwich that she's got, as she kind of circles up real close to the deck. And a lot of the crowd starts to press down on the wall there, like they start to get out of their seats and come down to try to get a closer look. But Jen is, within about 10 feet, and she sees you and says, it's good to see you, Fan. That's quite a replica you got there.
So you know I got it from a really hot pirate babe.
There's only one hot pirate babe I know of, baby. You're looking at her.
Yes, I am, oh my god. It's me. We just couldn't get in.
Oh, Harriet. I thought that might be you.
I'm going to go sit over there. You two have fun.
Oh, good
I'll
luck.
just go find a seat.
All right, everyone. Nothing to see. Go on. She kind of waves off everybody who's come up to try to get an autograph or something else. And they gently disperse. And Jen just sort of reaches out and puts her hand on the force wall. It doesn't, push on it, but just, kind of close towards you.
That scene from Star Trek where they're between the wall.
Yeah. And Jen says, well, if I'm seeing you now, I assume it means you're leaving soon?
Yes, I wish I could come with you in your chest of gold and all those lovely things. But, it's darker times. And our schedule is not our own.
You see this look of a kind of pained sadness come on her face, and she says, indeed, you're right. These are darker times. Truly, Harriet, be careful.
You as well. I know we usually only get 25 words, but that still means a lot to me. I'm not sure if my messages will come through where I'm going, but know that I'm trying every day, even if they don't come through.
I look forward to hearing that.
I don't know how this force wall works, but I got you a gift a while ago, and I kept forgetting to give it, and I've never really tried it, so be careful, but, you like chaos, so maybe, I don't know. But
just a moment. And she waves over at one of the attendants who's kind of going up and down the aisles, cleaning stuff up, and the guy comes over. He's a human guy, kind of younger, dark hair. But she waves over, and Jen says, you, take whatever she's about to give me and bring it to me. And the guy's just like, okay, yeah, yep, uh-huh.
Fan behavior. And she'll give her the, Harbor teapot that she bought that makes, I quote, stronger tea that I have never tried.
Okay. All right.
But it's that we bought a long time ago, then she's gonna give her just a bunch of normal tea. Harriet, some of her favorite tea is this really strong ginger tea that blows out your sinuses.
Okay.
And so she'll include some of that, and she'll kind of hand that over and hold on to it a little too long and then hand it over to the attendant person.
Okay. And he takes it and he kind of rushes off down to your right, and then eventually steps out onto a dock, and he looks nervous standing out there. And you see Jen lean over to one of her crew and tells the guy to go get it from him. After a moment or two, she has all those items in her hands, and she's just kind of looking them all over individually and starts putting them in special pockets throughout her uniform behind her cuirass. Yeah. Thank you, Harriet. I will treasure these gifts.
I know someday maybe we'll be able to share tea without a screen.
Someday soon.
I've never really made tea with salt water before, but maybe it's still good. I don't know.
Don't try it. It's not good.
But I make tea every evening pretty much, so if you have tea in the evening, then I guess maybe we're sharing it together somehow.
I'd like
far. But, you've got a sandwich to eat and battles to win and gold to earn and all that.
Indeed I do. Well.
But, That's all. I love you.
And you too, Harriet.
Stay safe then, Chaos Bringer.
I will. I will. Good luck.
You too.
Jen
And
turns
she'll
away.
put her hand on the wall.
Okay. Are you trying to touch the wall?
Yeah, kind of, yeah.
Okay. So if you're touching it, it's gonna hurt, but
That's fine.
okay. So yeah, you take 2 points of force damage, and so you touch the edge of the wall, and it kind of, recoils against your fingers, but it's worth it.
The pain is worth it for love.
It is.
Worth it.
Yeah.
I'll probably start to head over to Harriet at about this time.
Okay.
And I just want to call out to Jen. Hey, Captain Jen, I got a message from a fellow named Vars. He says hello.
That pretty boy's talking to me, huh? Well,
Yeah.
tell him to keep Harriet safe, or I'll kill him.
I will make sure he gets the message.
Good.
We good to go, darling?
So,
We didn't have pirate names, so you're just darling now.
Okay.
they'll work on it.
Anything else that you want to do in town? Okay. We'll head over back to Balthazar's. Is that right? Okay. For brevity's sake, we'll say you get there just fine. You get back into Balthazar's, and are you all trying to crash out right away? Sleep and then get up as early as possible? Okay. So you get in. Balthazar, while you two have been gone, Balthazar has let the rest of you into the training area that he had set up before. He goes to that same training room door, opens the door, and you see inside the area that you fought in previously. A few very makeshift beds set up along the back wall, but it's sleep enough. You can enter into that area anytime you'd like. I assume the rest of you already went in there and took your rest. So, and started your rest. The rest, Harriet and Varus, you two come in just a little while later, and you can also get your rest. Unless there's anything you want to do right before you go to bed, anything you want to talk about with your peeps, your homies, fellow vagabonds, whatever.
I think Kanan's out by the time that Harriet and Varus get back.
Okay, sounds good. All right. So you all have a little bit restless night. It's peaceful inside the training area. There's none of the ordinary noises of Renovash. You don't hear that kind of crackling noise from stones trickling down or dust falling. You don't hear any of the normal city noises. It's very peaceful inside this space. And you sleep for about 8 hours undisturbed. You wake up feeling refreshed and ready to go. You all gain the benefits of a long rest. And yeah. It's at this time it'd be about 2 a.m. 1 to 2 a.m. somewhere in there. So it's not not morning, but it's about the middle of the night.
Get an early start, I guess.
And Balthazar is not in the training area.
He's ready to go to hell.
I guess I'm ready. Ready to
Should
go.
be fun. Interesting to say the least.
Is there a door?
Yeah, that's the same door that you came in.
Yeah, Kanan's just
Oh,
gonna walk through the door.
We're stuck.
Okay. You exit out back into Balthazar's form. Does everybody else follow suit, I assume?
Yeah.
Okay. Balthazar is up, still working, and as he sees you come out, he gives a slight bow and a nod. So, Vagabonds, are you ready to venture?
Yes, Ab. I think so.
Ready to do all things.
As a lever be.
Very well. He reaches his hand up and pulls towards the door, and the door slams shut behind the last of you. And then he walks across the room to the training room door, his shoes kind of clacking gently on the obsidian tile. And he traces his hand along the door frame while whispering something that you can't quite make out. A dull flash of yellow light reaches out from the gaps around the door, and then Balthazar opens it, revealing a smooth stone passage leading downward to the plain brown wooden door. He gestures for you all to follow, and then enters in and begins descending down. Would you like to follow?
Yeah.
Okay. You make your way down and through the passage and exit out the door at the bottom to find yourselves in the now familiar cavern housing the pathway from the underground portion of Renovash to Balthazar's transportation circle temple and the blackberry bushes Anira so helpfully moved. Balthazar begins down this path, and it begins down this path once everybody has exited, methodically walking with even-paced steps. However, where he would ordinarily continue on his path towards the temple, he now turns instead down the path leading to the river and descends smoothly. Do you follow?
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay. 1 second here. Yeah. So, Balthazar approaches the short dock that reaches a few feet onto land and stands, his handsome features oddly lit by the dangling lamp hanging on a post on the front of a nearby barge-like raft that rests in place of the canoe boat that you've seen here every time before. The dock rests in an L shape, and the raft is tied by a small rope onto the furthest portion of the dock. You see standing atop the boat a roughly 7-foot tall and hooded figure holding a long pole with one end in the water. As you watch, the figure on the raft gently raise and lower with the ebb and flow of the river. Try as you might, you're unable to make out the figure's facial features, and its hands are concealed within the long black sleeves of its cloak. Even as you approach Balthazar, you can feel a certain coolness emanating from the figure on the raft, like the chill of an empty stone cellar in the winter. Once you all are gathered together, Balthazar looks you over, each individually kind of taking you in, and says, "Good luck, Vagabonds. Believe it or not, I am hoping for your safe return."
Thank you. And we're supposed to get on the boat.
Balthazar just sort of gestures towards the dock.
And this is how we get back?
It just doesn't say anything.
Kanan just
How
gets
do
on
we-
the boat.
How do we get back?
There are many ways to travel between the planes. I'm sure you'll find one.
I'll get on the boat.
Hopeful. Yeah, I'll
The
get on.
highway from hell.
Do they have much of another option? Seriously, get on the boat.
Taking your first steps onto the dock, you notice again the strange quality of the water-like substance beneath it. Though it flows and moves like any other river you've seen, upon closer inspection, the water appears to be glinting different colors on its own, almost like oil dispersed in water. The longer you look, the more these colors change and alternate, growing warmer and brighter as they flow to the surface before breaking in an ethereal orange-red in places and then washing back down the color spectrum. What is more disturbing about this color show, however, is the shapes you see the water is actually made up of. You see first talon-like bony fingers crest the surface of the water, not fully solid, but not fully immaterial. Next, you watch the smooth and roughly round shape of a skull rise to the surface, the colors washing over it in a moment before the skull shifts and rolls, revealing a skeletonized face, trapped reflecting permanent horror. The skull descends once more below the surface of the water, and you realize now that the water is not in fact water at all, but is made up entirely from these trapped beings, ever destined to flow from wherever this river begins and carry the boatman to its inevitable destination. Seeing you on the dock, the boatman holds his staff with a single hand and reaches the other out towards you, beckoning you with a hand clothed in a blood-red glove. Zarius, you notice with your absurd passive perception, a small symbol of a scythe etched into the base of the glove in black and gold thread at the wrist. In fact, you've seen this same symbol before on some of the not-quite-present structures of the temple Balthazar has been restoring. Behind the glove, you catch the faintest glimpse of pale skin, much the same color as your own. What would you like to do? Everybody said they're getting on the dock, right?
Yeah, Kanan's already on the boat.
As you approach, the boatman withdraws his hands and places it once more on his staff, patiently waiting for everyone to board. With your first tentative steps onto the raft tips with your weight and the water reaches up onto the surface. When you look down, expecting to see the water run off, you instead see ethereal bone arms scraping and clawing to stay on the surface of the raft, before slowly slipping off and rejoining the others in the water below. Once each of you has stepped onto the raft, you hear Balthazar from the shore say, "Best of luck, Vagabonds. Keep your eyes open," and stand with hands clasped behind his back, watching the boatman silently push off the dock and begin guiding the raft down a slow river. My music changed, sorry. Okay. A few moments pass in tense silence, and the boatman gently pressing the raft forward with his staff, red right hand visible under his billowing cloak, and you find yourselves approaching the massive stone doors, guarded by ancient and magnificent stone statues of warriors long dead, standing eternal watch over the gateways to the hells. A thin strip of bright red light seeps in through the gap between the doors, and as you grow closer, the boatman raises his gloved hand to the statues in an apparent deference, with a low rumble. Sorry, I got ahead of myself here. Low rumble. The doors begin to creak open, vibrant red light spilling out over all of you and hindering your vision beyond the doorway. For reference, this is, I think I put the picture in here. Yeah, this is what the picture is like, if you want to see it. Sorry for the audience, you don't get to see it. Okay.
Crazy.
The raft continues forward, slowly, inevitably, before you pass through that portal of light, and as you do so, the intense and distinctive smell of sulfur, tinged with a hint of burning metal, hits you. You close your eyes for a moment right as you hit a threshold due to the intensity of the light, and when you open them again, you make a perception check. Okay, great.
Let me perceive. Don't let me perceive.
27 Zeres, 22 Vars, 24 and
I don't want to
24
talk about it.
Kanan, 4 Harriet. Sorry, I just don't have the thing saying the rolls, so I can say what they are.
You guys have. Lord.
Okay.
We're just distracted by not seeing Jen.
I'm distracted by.
Yeah, really. Taking in your surroundings, you notice first the cavernous ceiling overhead has been replaced by an inky black sky, devoid of any and all celestial bodies. No stars, no moons, no hints of other cosmic dust, simply the empty nothingness you experienced with the Keeper of the Seven Keys. As your eyes drift downward, you notice the rocky shoreline that preceded the doorway and continues, but the cave walls that bordered it have vanished altogether, and you're unable to see anything but the black sky beyond. The river in front of you proceeds for another 50 feet or so, after which you can't seem to make anything out, not because it's obscured, but because there is apparently nothing there. Yet the boatman continues onward, gently pushing the raft through the slow river inexorably forward. Varus, as you're taking this in, the strangeness of the blackened sky overhead in particular seeming so odd to you, you feel a sensation you felt once before. Your friends around you stop moving altogether, and the raft has paused as well, seemingly frozen in space and time. The shore on either side of the river falls away, and the river itself seems to vanish from sight. Only the boatman remains, his cloak gently drifting in the non-existent wind. You find yourself in the void, only the boatman to accompany you. Then you hear the gentle click-clack of shoes on tile in the distance, the noise echoing across the nothingness. After a brief moment, a figure appears at the edge of your vision, cleanly dressed in a velvety black suit, checkered purple and white stiffly collared shirt beneath, voluptuous scarf wrapped around his neck that seems to be in a permanent state of flowing like the pseudo-water of the river below. The figure calmly approaches, each step placed as if walking out for a fashion show. A narrow chin begins an angular face, high cheekbones and long, pointed ears frame enormous violet eyes that swirl like galaxies in the night sky, and a lithe, wry grin complete with pearly and nearly pointed teeth. the stumps of horns atop his head somewhat disguised by a crop of thickly black hair oiled and shining. A few more clacks across the nothingness between you, and a moment later the figure stands on the empty space just beyond the surface of the raft, apparently crossing the huge distance between you in an instant. He reaches out, straightening your shirt and adjusting your armor at the shoulders, before placing a hand flat against your chest over your heart. It has been some time since we've met this way, hasn't it, Varus?
Yeah. I missed you.
Our last encounter was so brief, and the silence before then was so long, I was beginning to think you didn't respect me anymore. You do respect me, don't you?
Did you see the thing I did for you yesterday? With the bones, and that was for you.
Ah, so you did carve my symbol into your last victim, like we agreed.
Yeah.
That's good to hear. I can always rely on you to fulfill your end of things, can't I?
I mean, you give me the ability to do a bunch of fun shit, and I gotta make sure I show you the same and kind of. Yeah.
See, Varus, I suspect that you are lying to me.
How do you mean?
I suspect that you didn't carve my symbol into the chest of your last victim. And I can't have a liar on my hands now, can I?
I mean, to be fair, it was a pile of bones.
My. If you don't appreciate the gifts I've given you, I guess you'll have to remember what life is like without them. Fetch removes his hand from your chest and kind of looks you up and down, placing his other hand on your forearm. And you feel him grip your forearm tightly, and a feeling like cold water rushes from the center of your chest downward to your hand. And suddenly, in it appears your sword, Heartstriker. Enjoy your time in the Hells. It's quite a delightful place, so full of whimsy and wonder. I anticipate you'll have quite the time. Give my regards to Ados, will you? Goodbye, Varus. I'll be seeing you very, very soon. As Fetch finishes speaking, he gives you a sinister smile. And you feel his long nails dig into your arm, piercing through the skin. You take 1 hit point of damage. Before he vanishes from sight, and you're left alone in the darkness once more. The immobile boatman still standing behind you. The last image of Fetch's smile burning in your vision. A moment later, the terrain around you appears piece by piece, and the water under the raft begins flowing once more. You see your friends shifting uncomfortably in this new place, and you feel yourself back with them, your drawn sword in your hand. What would you like to do? That goes for anyone.
Person's kind of just in shock.
We notice that Varus has a sword in his hand all of a sudden.
Yeah.
Xeris might draw his, just like thinking Varus saw something,
Okay.
but he wouldn't ask any questions.
You
Seeing
guys.
Xerius draw a sword, I would have brought out my quarterstaff.
Now hold on! What is going on?
I don't know.
I know we're
Varus
going
has
into a
swords.
scary cave, but
Varus
what,
has a
hold
sword. I
on.
thought there might be something. Just make sure it's ready.
Wait. You.
Put the sword back.
Did
Well,
this is where we sent your cousin and that other guy, right? When we
And
sent them
boat, at
down the
least.
river?
Yes, I think so.
what else?
The same place.
Is everything okay, Varus?
What?
You would.
It looked like you were getting ready for battle. The... Is something going to jump out and attack us?
I'm gonna try and throw sparks into Darius's face.
All right.
Oh
You
no!
try, just like you've done a bunch of times before, to throw sparks. Nothing.
What do you?
I don't know
why-
what that means.
But I don't. What is your hand doing?
Are you trying to tell us you did see something? Do we need to be prepared?
Can he still speak? Is this?
Yeah, no, I can speak. I'm just processing a lot right now.
All right.
Do you need like
Wait.
a moment to yourself? Like
We
what's-
aren't going to hell. There's a lot to process about it.
Were you trying to
Yeah.
do magic? Was that magic that wasn't?
Yeah.
Can I try healing word Varus at
Sure.
first level and just see what happens?
Yeah. You speak a healing word towards Varus. Varus, you regain however many hit points.
I clicked it. I
It just
clicked
takes
it.
time. Oh, that's for description only.
Oh. Yeah, you gotta.
I'm clicking it.
You gotta just
I can-
really mean it
Oh,
when
I
you
have to
click it.
say. There we go. I have to click the thing that says
Wow.
at
Say
which
your
level.
word.
Nice.
Yeah.
Varus, you gain 8 hit points. Max roll, nice.
Fetch
You gain
nail
one hit point.
damage.
Yeah.
And so I can tell that it worked.
Yeah, it worked, yeah, for sure. You see the little spot of blood on Varus' forearm. Well, you may not see it, but Varus, you feel that spot heal over.
Well, my magic works.
I'm really happy for you.
Well, I don't know. And Ira's like
Anyone-
genuinely like concerned and confused. It's like my
Would
word.
anyone else like to try that magic to make sure that it works?
What's the
Um,
face, Varus?
I'm pouting, Elvira.
Why are you pouting?
For it.
I pout a lot.
It's
Well,
true.
I don't.
Is it?
Sirius will cast Thaumaturgy and make his
Are we
voice
just-
really loud and be like, "Yep,
we're
still
going
works."
into hell right now, and we're just throwing around random bits of magic
But I
for
think
just a
the
good time.
Well, if Varus's magic didn't work and mine didn't, I'd be dead because I'm shit with this quarterstaff.
Right, we've seen you. You're
Yeah.
not very good.
I fought a shark, and that's
we're
about
going
it.
into hell, and all we're doing is
hey,
Lord.
Varus,
I had a visit from my friends.
And
He took away my stuff.
Why?
wow, fetch timing.
Name?
You've given us his name.
I know.
Oh,
not supposed
George
to
might not.
say.
Sorry.
How
I was kind of shitty of your friend.
I mean, I didn't really listen. That's just.
You're saying it's your fault.
Regardless of whose fault, what can we do to help Varus?
Well, unless you want to go beat up a deity of the Feywild and ask him to give me my shit back. But I'm not super interested in that because I'm a fucking badass with the sword. So
You are very good with the sword.
Yeah, very talented.
fucking badass is what I said.
But
This is
it,
positive talk. We're reaffirming because I
Yes.
feel like shit right now.
you
yes,
are the
yes.
most
Valentinian, the
Incredible.
badass.
You are good and powerful and strong.
Pull out my
Because
poster
of
of
your
Valentinian
badassery.
and Falcon.
I'm
pull out
gonna
the
give
movie
you
poster.
this because I have 2 of them. And she's gonna
What?
hand you a greater healing. Because she has
Oh, I
one
have
from
2.
buying them a long time ago.
I have 2. I don't need. I already have 2.
Oh, I have 2 as
You
well.
keep it.
Well, I
Then
guess
keep
I'll
your-
keep it. You're
In
badass.
other news, speaking of potions, I bought this heart-shaped thing. You can maybe give it to Corzin and then it'll fall in love with us or something. I don't
That's
know. I
the
thought it would
most
be fun.
horrifying sentence I've ever heard.
Yeah, I don't know if I'd.
I mean, or we could give it to Nas, or we could give it to this guy. Like that's to the boatman.
I think you'd save it for Nas.
Yeah, maybe not. Or maybe our next opponents, even.
Save it for our baggage claim.
I
You know what
have
they
it.
say? Don't go wasting your emotion. Lay all your love on the one who deserves it, you know?
Basically, what I'm saying is I have this potion that can make someone fall in love with me or something. I don't know. It's not like chocolate and roses. And if we wanted to use it, we could. Okay, I'm going to put it away and be sad now.
You do that.
Do you want to use it on Corzin? Do you think Corzin would fall in love with you?
I don't fucking know.
I veto that right now. I don't know if I have the power to do that. We are not getting Corzin to fall in love with anybody here.
Yeah, I really
Right,
don't
and-
want any of his attention.
I don't want him that close to any of us. Okay?
I mean, it looked like he wasn't able to be attacked by Varus's purple knives. So I don't know how much a potion's gonna work on him.
Yeah, it seemed magic in general didn't work on him very well.
I'm just putting it out there as an option if we wanted to do it. Or we could meet somebody else in hell that we really want to fall in love with.
It's something we have.
We just find a lover in hell.
Hey, it's you never know. I've never been to hell before. Maybe there's
Let's find a nightclub.
lovers.
Lots of
Yeah,
hot babes, I guess.
totally.
Judging by the
Zer's
look
gonna
of this
put his
river,
hand
I
on
have a
Varus'
feeling
shoulder and
hell's
cast
not gonna be pleasant.
Death Ward.
Casting Death Ward on me.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, mark off the spell slot. And
I
take
have
that
done
on
so.
your Character.
Yeah.
Okay, Joe.
All right.
Just be like, you got this, buddy.
Yeah, I do.
So the raft continues along the river as you all slowly approach the edge. Once you're within about 20 feet, you catch a glimpse of some sort of land far below, and in the far distance, you make a perception check. This is everybody.
Not my strength today.
Nice. Okay,
Oh,
Sirius
good. My
14, Varus
perception.
25, Naira 15, Harriet 9,
Don't
Oh,
perceive me.
just Kanan 20. That's what I get.
Ha! You mean 2-0.
Alright, so all of you notice the pseudo water that has been carrying you is running off the edge, not into some other plane or hidden pathway, but instead tumbles off in an exceedingly tall waterfall that you would guess is at least 500 feet down. From where you're standing on the raft, you can't make out the exact bottom, but what you do see is rounded shores on the edge of some blackish body of water completely different than the stuff carrying the raft. You're unable to really make out much of the detail of the land beyond that, as the vertigo being so high up hinders you, specifically Harriet. Xerius and Anira, you both notice the rough division of a large forested area, blackwood trees with ashy-colored needles for leaves, surrounding the shoreline and stretching out as far inland before fading away abruptly and giving up to an expanse of rocky red clay and sand in like a desert, that it itself gives way to a sprawling and expansive cityscape beyond that, or at least what you presume to be a cityscape. You're unclear with those roles. Varus and Kanan, you both see all of that, but also you notice that within the forest, set a good distance, maybe like a half mile or a mile into the forest, there's a series of clearings kind of scattered throughout, starting about a half mile or a mile in. Each with enormous works of stone in an apparently ceremonial check, or a ceremonial setup. Goodness, I can't get through it. They're set up in a vaguely ceremonial way. If either of you are proficient in religion, you can make a religion check.
No.
The clearings themselves are separated by a good distance and are scattered throughout the forest. Within the desert expanse, you notice the ground rise and fall like slight rolling of hills, and make out additional croppings of rocks that could be potential hiding spots. And you make out a rough layout of the cityscape to your left of the desert. The city is circular in nature and seems to be centered around an oddly familiar-looking building. In fact, you've seen this building before. You've even been inside of it. You see the mansion of Corzin Fatedraw that you spent time in while you were in New Calamon. High above the city, even higher than you are, you see what must be huge beasts with massive wingspans slowly circling, keeping watch. Is there anything that you all would like to say or do as you're pushing ever closer to the waterfall drop-off?
Well, guys,
Reaction chills.
see where we're headed.
I'd like to cast Concern.
All right.
I think that we have 2 jobs here.
The boatman withdraws his staff from the water and passes his red right hand over the space directly in front of him. And you watch as a large growth emerges from the wood and forms itself into a sturdy post The growth transforms once more, stretching and reaching out until it has formed a circle, complete with multiple handles that you all recognize to be a navigator's wheel, due to your recent time on Jen's ship. The boatman sets his staff into a small slot that is open behind him, and he grips the wheel tightly. From the edge of the water, overhanging the drop-off, you see the bow of a ship emerge. Soulful water cascading off the sides, and the ethereal and skeletal bodies clinging on desperately, cloying to stay aboard. As they slip and roll along the deck that has now arisen out of the water, the boatman speaks gently. Ignore them. They cannot accept your help, and they cannot be saved. The raft you've been standing on rises out from the water, and you see that it isn't a raft at all, but a large door covering the ladder down to the lower decks, and you yourselves now stand on the surface of a large ship. Masts made from the black wood some of you saw below stretch and lift up from the deck, and tattered sails of ashen gray whip and pull in the wind that is kicked up, creaking against the ropes that hold them. As the ship lifts higher, several of the souls still on the surface roll and claw their way towards you, gripping and pulling at your feet, Harriet and Zarius in particular. They look up at you with sunken, empty eyes while pleading, "Save me! Save me, Zarius! Grant me the light of Apollodux!" Do you want to do anything, Zarius?
No, there's sort of like shrug back away from it.
Okay. And the one kind of crawls on Harriet, your legs, and says, "Harriet, you knew me as a child. Please save me from this torment. Give me a reprieve from my suffering. Take me to your blacksmith shop." Is there anything you'd like to do?
I don't think I can do that. And she'll, like, push them back in.
Okay, yeah. Several more of these trapped souls roll around the deck, calling out to you all by name with distinct and clear memories that you share, before finally, mercifully, the last of them spill down to the lower decks, as the boatman's ship has fully risen from the river, slowly drifting forward over the massive drop below. The ship hangs here, suspended and motionless for a moment, then tilts forward, swiftly, almost causing you all to lose your balance, and it plunges downward in a spiral, circling down in wide arcing bounds before splashing down heavily in the brackish water of the sizable lake that you saw from above. The waterfall of these tormented souls cries out for you by name as you gently sail away, the column of tumbling souls itself shrinking behind you. Everyone make your first sanity saving throw.
Oh
It's just
boy!
a flat d20. And the DC will go up as time goes.
Ooh, fun.
Woo!
Yes!
Not a great start. Varus
Yes!
1, and Ira 8, Kane 7, Zarius 9, and Harriet 5. Alright, so...
We said, I mean, it's our introduction.
Hell.
So,
That's not great.
Varus and
Lord.
Harriet roll a d4 each.
Oh, this is some good stuff.
Yeah. How many days I'm
Yeah!
Oh no.
Both 4s, okay. So subtract each 4 sanity points.
Oh boy! Bye, guys. Sanity, I don't know her.
So that's,
Oh,
is
we
that
have
8
sanity
total
points.
then?
What's that?
Is that 8 total?
No, just each person loses 4.
Okay.
So,
When we get to 0 sanity, do we die?
yeah, when someone reaches 0, there are effects that happen. And when you reach 0 sanity points, something will happen, and you'll restart after that effect is finished, assuming you live,
Interesting.
back at your max. You can also regain sanity points by taking time to center yourselves, or by doing something that brings you peace. Meditation, rituals, lesser restoration, sharing deep memories with each other that help to keep you grounded. All those kinds of things that prevent you from actually taking trauma. So, something to keep in mind as we go forward.
That's smart.
The boatman's ship drifts across the black-gray water for some time, and you see, surrounding the lake, the thick forest you noticed from above. Behind you, the tall walls of sandstone-colored rock rise up the 500 or so feet where you first entered this area, and easily the tallest natural structure that you can see. Taking a look at the water, Inira, make a nature check. Nice. Okay, that's really good. The water itself is thick like muddy sludge just below the surface, and you can see the silt from below being kicked up in the wake of the ship. Nothing you know of could survive in the water, but if it was boiled, it seems like it may be drinkable, although pretty gross. As you're watching and trying to discern the nature and the quality of this water, you see large, partially flesh-covered bones rise near the surface. They're stark white against the black of the rest of the murky deep, striking visually. The bones look to be the back of some gigantic creature, as each of the vertebrae is easily the size of your torso, and you make out at least a dozen near the surface of that show before disappearing again into the depths. The flesh partially covering them is disgusting and rotting, looking as if it could slough off at any moment and reveal the entirety of the skeleton beneath. The boatman continues behind the wheel, unperturbed. The tree line ahead, past the shore, maybe 20-foot cleared area immediately adjacent to the shore, stands ominously and dark. Your keen eyes, everyone, your keen eyes are unable to pierce more than a few feet beyond the outside of the trees. The ashy needles begin about 5 feet up on the trees and extend all the way to the peaks, where some stand as low as 20 feet, and others stretch up towards the inky black sky as high as 150 feet or higher. Every now and then you catch glimpses of feral eyes reflecting in the dim light that keeps the entirety of the area visible, in spite of the lack of any perceptible source. But when you look at the eyes directly, they vanish, leaving you unsure if you ever saw them in the first place. Is there anything that you all would like to do or talk about while you travel towards shore?
How do Harriet and I feel? Like, do we
Yeah,
do we
that-
feel like we're losing it, or
You're starting to feel a little bit paranoid, a little bit of like the walls are closing in kind of feeling. Maybe you're not like insane yet, but you feel the pressure of the place. Mostly it's like this ever-present, sort of creeping presence at the back of your mind. It's never leaving, never going away as you're in this area.
Ours will just look around nervously?
Well, this looks like a forest. And then on our list we have the ashes of a hell tree. And I'm only assuming we're in hell.
I think we are. Yeah.
We're definitely somewhere.
So do we burn a tree?
We said we'd know it when we saw it. I would assume a hell tree isn't just, any of these. There must be something special. Or maybe we just set one of these on fire.
Balthazar wouldn't send us for just a normal, quote-unquote tree. He's got a flair for the dramatic.
I wouldn't say this tree is normal.
Well, considering the landscape.
Right.
And is anyone going to mention that? And he'll point towards Corzin's mansion.
I
Which-
was hoping to not.
Yeah, from this point you can't see it. It's
Oh, okay.
off
Never
in the
mind.
distance. Yeah, but yeah. Kanan
I
did
can't
see
see
it.
anything.
Forrest did see it.
Right, okay. That was the... Never mind.
It also looks like it's gonna be quite a trek between us and Corzin. So, I don't know. How do we get in?
For starters, I think we've got 7 weeks, if Balthazar's rough approximation of how long we have down here. So,
You also mentioned that, being close to powerful people might change that.
so it may change once we get around.
We'll take our time. I don't want to be here for longer than we have to.
Yeah.
But also, missing Nas Min's dinner to save our friends? What, is he gonna come to hell to come get us?
Knowing him,
Where are we going to go back to? Then we're really criminals.
I don't think
Criminal
missing the
with
dinner.
cause and dead.
no,
than walk free with him alive.
And 7 weeks is a long time, but I do want
No, we definitely need to get a move on.
This isn't a vacation spot. This is.
I don't want to be here for 7 weeks.
to. I don't either.
I have to make some lifestyle changes if I don't.
That's a maximum. I think we should probably start looking around. I agree with Kanan. If we're looking for a hill tree, that this forest would be a good place to start. But we should also keep our ears open for a way back. I mean, I doubt we can just hitch a ride with the boatman. Maybe. I don't really know how it works.
Ask him. I'm
Balthazar
normally
said,
very charming.
Balthazar said we would discuss it, and then when I tried to discuss it, he did not
He said,
discuss it.
figure it out, yeah. I'm sure that means there's something to be figured out. I don't think he would send us here with no way back.
You know, I'm not really concerned about that part right now.
I mean, I can keep track of how to get back here to the boat. That's the only thing I can assume. If he's sending us via boat, we should return via boat, right?
Can I turn to the boat? Are we still close to the boatman? Could he hear
Yeah.
us?
Yeah.
Can I turn and kind of just like, can we come back? Can you take us back, or is this a one-way trip?
Return to me, and I can return you.
There we go.
We need to do something to let you know we're back. I mean, we don't know when we're going to be back, and I doubt you're just going to sit here waiting.
I will
So
wait.
wait. Okay.
Cool. Thanks.
Then I guess we start looking for the items on our way to Corzin's palace, it looks like.
To where?
Do you think we'll be able to contact your friends now that we're in the same place?
Probably. I mean, I could try. It's worth a shot. I mean, who knows if they're even conscious? And should we let them know we're here?
True.
I mean, if Corzin has them, and
The less they know, the better.
Corzin's
I can't
one
imagine
for-
he doesn't know we're here.
What if
He
we
knows
stop?
we're coming.
What if we stop saying his name? That's I feel like that could be step one.
Well, his real name isn't Corzin.
It's
Oh, great.
Atlas.
Kanan, make a wisdom saving throw.
Let's stop saying his name. Oh, well, his real name is actually.
Oh, wisdom saving throw. Oh, right.
Please, Kanan.
I love Kaden.
Love Kaden so much.
Oh, no! Kanan.
Who are you standing closest to?
Oh,
Oh.
No.
I'm probably near the front, so Varus?
Okay. Make 2 attack rolls and 2 unarmed strike rolls. 2 attack rolls with the
Whoa.
dagger.
Uh-oh.
17. I don't have my shield out.
Okay.
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 That's
14,
good.
15. 2 misses. Unarmed strike hits.
Okay. Ah!
And 20
Ooh.
unarmed strike also hits. So Varus, you take a total of 21 points of bludgeoning damage as Kanan just unleashes and starts attacking you. Her eyes glaring red.
Whoa, 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 what the fuck? What the fuck? Stop!
Whoa.
Kanan, what the fuck?
You all have time for
Definitely.
a reaction. What do you want to do?
Can I try and run up and grapple her? I know I'm not
Yeah,
very
yeah.
strong, but
Make an athletics check.
I try to assist
Where did
that.
my character sheet go?
So you'll make it with advantage.
Do I do strength or athletics?
Acrobatics or athletics, your choice. It'll be acrobatics.
Oh, an advantage.
Yeah, you're good.
So-
Kanan only rolled a 12. So,
Okay.
And Ira, with Zarius' help, you were wrapping your arms around Kanan and really restricting her, and she's strong. A lot stronger than you expected from someone who's so, thin. Comparatively thin. But, yeah, so you have a moment to talk. Try to figure it out if you want.
What the fuck?
He's still struggling against us.
Oh, yeah.
Am I in my
Yeah.
right mind?
So okay.
Nope. You have no control over your own mind and body.
I'll like stand in front of Varus, basically.
My action would have been to disengage and take some steps backwards.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm in between
Zarius
Varus and these folks.
Is sort of noticing her eyes glowing red. Is going to cast. Hold on. Where is it? If I can find, I don't remember what. So he'll try lesser restoration first.
Okay.
And just sort of like, while holding one of her arms down, just like cast it into her arm.
Okay.
See if she calms down.
You cast the spell, the bright white light affecting from your hand into her arm. Her eyes remain the same. Her ferocity remains the same. Kanan, you're gonna make another attack roll. So you're a series of attacks. Against Anira. You can still attack while you're grappled.
All right.
So all 4.
Okay. Just throwing this out there. Is this a charmed or frightened thing?
This is an effect due to a magical item.
Shit.
Cannot be resisted under the conditions that it happened in.
Okay.
The ring.
We don't even know about that.
Nobody knows about it.
Yeah.
She was just about
Okay, so
to
we-
say something. That's so fun.
So we've got a 19, a 28,
It's-
a 20, and a 12.
It does not hit.
Okay, so that's a total of
14, 24, 25, 28, 9, 30, 32, 33.
33 points of damage to Anira.
Put me down.
Yeah, I'm letting go. Like, fuck that noise.
I'll
Okay.
step forward with my sword drawn and just.
Okay?
Zarius is going to try a greater restoration once it's back to him.
Okay. So Varus is going to make a couple of attacks.
Yeah. Ooh.
Neither of those hit.
Yeah, I'm not on the game today.
And Zarius, you going to do greater restoration?
Yeah, he'll try it.
Okay. So you grab onto her arm once more, cast the greater restoration. And you see for a moment the redness fade from Kanan's eyes. And you have an instant, basically a reaction to say something.
Am I aware of everything that happened?
You awake and you feel that presence that had just dominated your mind, that had pushed you out down to a small spot within your own consciousness.
So
You feel that fade away for a moment, and you see your friends around you, your hands bloody, your dagger even bloodier.
I'm gonna drop the dagger and be like, I don't know, guys. Just gonna look at the ring
And you feel the ring burning on your finger.
and run if I can.
Okay. All right. So you got to try to run off into the water.
Ah! Not in the water.
That's the only place. I mean, the ship isn't that
We're on
big.
a boat.
Oh, we're still on the boat.
Yeah.
I thought we were on a dock.
No, you're on the ship.
She's just gonna crouch down and hold her head.
Okay.
Can I try to dispel magic?
What
At,
magical
like-
effect are you trying to dispel?
She's looking at the ring,
She looked at
so I
it.
want
Yeah.
to assume.
So I mean, you can try to dispel magic on
Because
it.
I could.
But you don't know
because
that that's
I-
what's affecting it.
Yeah, she did
I could
like
probably-
a drop
Could I?
the thing. And
Could I
look
make
at
the
her
connection with the two friends that we fought in the arena? And since that's Corzin's palace, and they were under Corzin's influence and his spell magic worked.
Make an intelligence check.
Is Anira smarter than me? Intelligence. That's a saving throw. Please, please, please.
15. It looks like Kanan's being controlled in some way, but you're not quite sure how or why. You see Kanan looking at her hands because they're covered in blood.
Okay.
So you're not sure what it is, because she's fur, you know, it's not like she's got a bare bone finger there. So she's just looking at her hands and drops down. So it looks like she's under some kind of control, and it seems that Zarius has warded off the effect temporarily, but you're not quite sure for how long or what.
Darius wants to grab the dagger, but I don't know if he has the time to do that. I know he just went, so.
Yeah.
Can I instead entangle her instead of,
Sure.
or is that my action?
That'd be an action to do that, yeah. To entangle, yeah. Okay, so you bring up the ground. We'll say it's from the deck of the ship. The black wood kind of comes up, and they the vines wrap around Kanan, her arms and legs. It's a strength check. So Kanan, go ahead and make a strength check.
Am I in my right mind at this moment?
No.
Okay.
22. The vines wrap around Kanan's arms and legs, and as she is covering her face, she pulls her arms down rapidly, breaking the vines away, and you see that same red glare in her eyes. Kanan, you're gonna.
Guys, we may not have a choice.
You're gonna reach for the dagger with the whatever hand you have the ring on.
Her left hand.
Yeah. It's just she reaches forward with her left hand to grab the dagger, and you all have reactions to try to stop her if you'd like.
Yes, Zarius also
Yeah.
wanted the dagger.
Yeah.
So it's a contested.
Can I assist?
Yeah, so it'd be a contested dexterity check, we'll say. So, Kanan, just a straight dexterity check, and then Zarius, you'll make one with advantage.
God have mercy!
Kanan quickly snatches the dagger out and is going to make just one attack because she had to use, some of her turn to do that. So one attack against Zarius. And then...
And I will be right back. Am I able to turn off my screen, or is
Yeah,
it going to mess
yeah,
up
no,
our
you're good.
whole system?
You're
okay.
good. And then you're also going to make 2 unarmed strikes. Against one against Zarius, one against Varus.
Punch me.
Sorry, guys.
Okay, so the first
Which
one
one
is
was
against the 15 is against you, Varus. So 25 to hit Zarius with the dagger. You take 12 points for that, and then 6 points for the bludgeoning for the unarmed
So
strike.
18.
Yeah.
Could I... What do I have to roll to see if I could make a connection between her saying that name and her going crazy?
Just be an intelligence check, yeah, or a history check, I would say. If you're proficient in history.
Fuck, nope.
It's the panic of everything, plus with the intensity of the environment, the constant the whispers that are constantly echoing at the edges of your hearing, just making it too hard to focus in this intense moment. But you still have your action and stuff. I mean, this is just thinking, so you still have an action and stuff that you can do.
Can I...
At this point, you all do see the ring is gently glowing on Kanan's finger.
So I would see the ring now.
At this point, yeah.
Could I try dispelling the ring?
Sure, yeah.
Please. Please.
Go ahead and roll, was it an Arcana check? I can never remember. For higher...
Yeah, you basically...
It's
whatever your spell
make an ability, each
ability
spell of
is.
4th level or higher.
Yeah.
I cast it at 4th level if I don't know if it's equal or less. But.
Yeah, you're gonna need to do the check.
So make us basically a spell attack, right?
Yeah.
No, a wisdom check.
A
Wisdom
Spell
check.
attack
My
that
bad.
you're
You're
proficient.
right, because proficiency. Yeah.
Wisdom.
Just a wisdom check.
Fuck! What the fuck?
The ring is not dispelled. But you cast the spell, and you see it flare for a moment as if it's reacting to it, but it's not affected.
Xerius would try once it's his turn again.
Sure,
I don't know
yeah.
how we're doing turns.
Go ahead and you can try to dispel magic.
Cool. Yeah, he'll try it on seeing Anira do that. He'll try give it a shot.
Okay. Go ahead and make your wisdom check. 18. Yeah. Again, the ring kind of flares as if it's reacting, but it's not like it's affected.
Okay.
Just is magic interacting with a magical object, but it's not like it's affected. Kanan, go ahead and make a wisdom saving throw.
And I'll make 2 more attacks when I can
Okay.
against Kanan.
Oh man, you all are getting crushed at these rolls. That's a failure.
We're in hell.
Welcome to hell.
I'm pretty sure a 21 will fail.
Yeah.
This is similar energy to that scene in Lord of the Rings where they start hitting the ring with the axe and it shatters.
Yeah.
Like, this is exactly where I'm at. Like, what?
So Varus, go ahead and make your attack rolls.
Okay, roll better this time, buddy. That's
25,
better.
28, both hit, yeah. So that's 15 plus 9. Nice. So it's 24 damage to Kanan. Make a wisdom saving throw.
And if I can, I'm like specifically trying to go for the hand-arm area.
Okay, yeah, I'll remember that for next time. It'll just be a higher DC.
Sure.
But this time I'd say with a 28, you're able to hit at her wrist. And Kanan, you feel your left hand kind of paralyzed.
All right.
All right. Is there anything? I got everybody right. We're not doing official turn order for this one, so.
Harriet, is Harriet doing anything?
Yeah.
Not for that section. I was out, so.
Okay. So Kanan, you still have the dagger. You're not restrained. You seeing Varus attacking you and feeling that, you're gonna make 1 strike against Varus with the dagger, 1 against Xerius with the dagger,
Oh my god.
2 against Anira with the unarmed strikes.
These are all spending key points, right?
Yep.
Oh, how many have there been? Like 3?
3, I think.
Okay, so there's the daggers.
Yeah.
How many times did I get hit? Just once?
Yeah,
Just the first.
first one at you.
The first
Okay,
one
can I
is
use
nat
my
20.
reaction?
To parry, yeah.
It's in meats, so 20.
So Varus with a nat 20, you take
Whatever that minus
Yeah.
9, so
9.
9.
Total. Yeah, 9 points of damage. Xerius, that doesn't hit, I don't believe.
Yeah, it doesn't hit.
Okay. And then Anira, you take 20 points of bludgeoning damage from the other 2 strikes. Kanan just pop, and just slams into your chest. Her eyes still glowing red, that ring on her finger glowing even brighter at this point.
Yeah. Xerius is gonna go cast Inflict Wounds on her
Okay?
at 4th level, and he'll use his Channel Divinity if he needs to.
Alright. 26, you don't
so-
need to. Alright.
34 damage.
As you reach out and place your hand on Kanan's shoulder, you see that flash of blackened energy spread out from her shoulder and spread down the rest of her body. Kanan, you take 34 points of necrotic damage. Make a wisdom saving throw with advantage.
1 second. Oh, our tokens aren't.
And he's also going to stab her
Okay.
because he wouldn't know that she's making a wisdom saving
Yeah,
throw.
of course, yeah.
So
20
he'll
hit.
stab. He's kind of going for the hand, but like he's
Yeah.
just hitting her. Like
Okay. 22. Also, did you mark off the damage from Xerius' sword?
Not the sword yet.
Okay. It's 13 points. But with that, Kanan, you shut out the presence that had dominated your mind. And you feel yourself, once again, the burning feeling on your on the ring on your finger fading, and the light itself dimming down. You all see the redness from her eyes fade away, and the color return to what it was before.
Kanan, what the fuck?
She clearly wasn't herself. Don't say its
I make a
name.
sanity saving throw.
Yeah?
Okay.
d4. Because that's a failure. 2. Okay, so yeah, subtract 2 sanity points.
Are you back to us now?
Okay.
Kanan's gonna drop the dagger.
Zeris will pick it up.
Just shaking. And she's gonna look at the ring on her finger and try to, like, pull it off.
Okay.
And then she's gonna see Zarius has the dagger. She's gonna try to take it.
Do you want to look at it?
Zeris. Her eyes are no longer red.
No.
He'll like hand it to her, but like hold on to it just like a little too long, and like give her the look like, "Don't stab me," and then let it go.
Okay.
She's gonna pull it real hard.
Like, she's
Set
not
her
gonna stab
hand
you.
on the deck of the boat
Yeah.
and try to cut her finger off.
Okay. It's easy enough for you to do. Make. You don't even need to make an attack roll. It's your finger. Make a. Be a will save in old school stuff. So
That is one of the worst sentences I've ever heard.
A con save,
make
maybe?
make a Constitution saving throw with advantage.
Oh,
You start to press down into your finger, and the pain is overwhelming, and you feel yourself start to black out.
Kanan, what are you doing?
She's just gonna scream and be like, "To hell with them! I can't! God damn it!" And she's gonna keep going.
Okay.
She needs it off.
All right, make another one with advantage.
there you go.
Yeah, nat 20 will do it. You give that expression. You push through, focusing all of your energy, resisting the pain, kind of channeling into that concentration that you've practiced as a monk, and you push through, severing your finger and the ring from your body. You take 15 points of slashing damage.
She's down.
Cure wounds 4th level.
Yeah, Zeris.
Go ahead and roll it. And then you gain 21
Zeris will
points
do
of
one
healing
at third.
damage.
Feeling damage.
And 15 points from Zarius. So, is that 21 plus 15? So 36, sorry. You are conscious.
Can I?
And your finger is severed with the ring on it. On the deck.
Can I kneel down and just pull her into a hug?
Yeah. She'll accept it, yeah.
She's gonna shrug you off.
Okay.
Kanan.
Grab her finger.
Oh my god.
Just get into her bag. Pull out her box. And put her finger in the box.
Okay.
And she's just gonna sit there for a second. She's like, I'm sorry, guys.
Do you know what happened?
I'm guessing it was Corzin. The ring, it's his. I found it after, well, just before we left Cypher.
And you didn't tell us because...
That's not the concern right now, Naira.
No, we're just glad you're alive, Kanan. Glad you're not trying to kill us.
Hey, Kanan. No one's upset.
Thank you.
Anything? We're mad at him, not you.
still furious with Corzin.
I didn't have reason to.
But I mean, Balthazar's right. I am kind of, I don't know, weak mentally compared to you guys. And
That's not true. That's not
I
true
tried
at all.
to kill you, Bars. I could have.
But you didn't.
But you
He's
did it.
still here. We're all still here.
Yeah, and I
Okay.
might have just led us into this. I mean, who knows what would have happened if I hadn't screwed things up in New Calamon at the first time, and I mean, maybe God wouldn't have, his place wouldn't have been destroyed, and we know he's okay, and then the thing with Strom and Tiale wouldn't happen, and I'd still have my finger.
But that's how it happened, Kanan.
No,
And, you know, we can wish for all sorts of things to happen in the past. But we're here now. And you've still got, I don't know how many fingers you actually have on each hand, I'm realizing that, but you've still got 9 fingers. And you've still got 4 great friends and more that we're going to go save now.
no.
I
Corzin
just want
can't
them to
take
be
those
alive,
things from you.
Harry.
Yeah. We'll save them. We're the Vagabonds.
And now that fucker probably knows where we are.
I
Well,
doubt he didn't already.
mhm.
Come now, he's always been watching us. It's not your fault.
Don't blame yourself, please. We've all made mistakes.
We've all had those days.
And now we know definitely not to say his name. Like, beyond a shadow of a doubt.
Yeah.
So see, kind of like figuring things out for us, Kanan.
There's a silver lining here.
Yeah.
We know he has a lot more power here than we thought. I mean, honestly, if he had the power to do that just by saying his name, I doubt any attempts at trying to disguise our presence here were going to work. He knew we were here.
I don't think he's deserving of our disguise. I don't want to look like anybody but myself when we go and meet him.
Yeah.
Yeah. Kanan's gonna reach and just kind of touch Anira's hand. Not with her. Well, I guess they're both bloody hands.
Oh.
But with her right hand.
Oh, she'll just grab it.
Yeah, just kind of like a sorry for shoving you and trying to kill you.
Are you saying that, or is that just like the emotion you're conveying?
That's the emotion she's conveying.
Okay. Yeah, she's just holding your hand and does like an awkward like mom pat, you know?
Love that.
Everyone gains 1 sanity point as a result of sharing and being friends and all those good feelings, you know? Kanan, your
When we
fingers...
go above our.
We're at
cannot
8,
go
we're
above
still
your
at
max.
8.
Yeah,
Yeah.
your max is your max.
Can't be more sane than a sane person.
Yeah. Everyone has different numbers, by the way, so reflective of your
That's interesting.
characters. Yeah.
That's
Kanan,
cool. I love that.
Yeah.
Sirius isn't sane at all. Sirius is
Kanan,
one
your
hit.
stump is still bleeding a little bit. You're gonna need to wrap it, but you've got bandages to do so.
Yeah, she's just gonna unwrap part of her band's already on her hand and move it over where her finger would have been.
Okay.
Kind of seeing that, Zarius might try like a cure wounds just on that to see if it does anything.
Sure. Yeah.
But he'll do second level
Okay.
just to see. It probably won't, but 13.
13. So, Kanan, you regain 13 hit points. And the bleeding stops.
Yeah,
but
that's
you,
what
the
he's going for.
stump is still a stump. It might take
A
some.
13 magically.
It might take some getting used to with punching with that hand again. But
I'll
you're not-
just Ip Man it.
Yeah. Okay, so after about a half an hour of riding in the ship, you all finally see your presumed destination. It's a short dock, identical to the one that you began this journey on. It rests in an L shape, reaching out from the shore into the lake. A thin and tall post dangles a faint lamp overhead that casts twitching shadows across the wood of the dock. Harriet, you can make a survival check since you have more experience with navigation due to your familiarity with Jen and your conversations with her.
You said survival.
Yeah, just to see about how far away you are. 13, okay, that's good enough. You would guess, just based on the speed that you're traveling, that the dock is about 15 minutes off. If there's anything you all want to do between now and then, feel free to do so. Otherwise, we'll continue. All right. So when you're within about 5 minutes of the dock, the boatman releases the navigator's wheel that he's been steering and takes a step backward before grabbing onto his staff and removing it from its slot in the deck. A moment later, the wheel begins to recede into a simple circle, then retract further into the post that it's attached to, then withdraw it down into the deck itself. Meanwhile, the ship begins descending into the water slowly, and the black water overtakes the sides of the ship, chasing you to the safety of the door that served as your raft on your entry here. After a minute or so, the ship is completely receded into the water until it is only you and the boatman, standing once more on the raft, his staff propelling you slowly to the L-shaped dock with the faintly glowing lamp. Once the raft brushes against the edge of the dock, the boatman tosses a thin rope around one of the posts and steps onto the dock. What would you all like to do?
And you'll be here when we're ready to go back. I'll say to the boatman.
I will wait.
Here, you'll wait here.
He doesn't respond.
I'll take your silence as a maybe. And I'll just get off onto the dock.
Okay.
Varus is gonna walk up to Kanan and try and grab her hand and just hold her hand.
Okay. You go for the bloody one?
Take
Stump.
it. Whichever side I'm on, I don't know, probably the left side, so
Yeah.
maybe.
So you grab onto her recently finger short hand. It doesn't hurt too bad, Kanan, but you feel that sort of tinge of pain. The boatman remains motionless as you all disembark from the raft and leave the dock behind to the shore, where you find only a foot or two of dark sand at the water's edge that turns into a strange, mushy sort of texture that's not exactly mud and it's not exactly dirt. What would you all like to do? Venture into the forest?
Yeah, I guess. Since it's a forest, I'll probably, when I got off the boat first, I'll probably be leading the way.
Okay. Venturing into the forest, you take your first steps into the tree line and feel the ground beneath your feet squish and give way somewhat. The gnarled and twisted roots of these trees weave and wind themselves together, sewing their way through the ground underfoot, in and out. And you see they look peculiar, like the bark they're covered in is loose and crumbling off in spite of the apparent dampness of the forest floor. The ground itself is covered in an inch or two of debris and underbrush that made up of fallen branches from the trees above and smaller bushes. With each step, you feel it squelch and smush under your weight, and more than a few times you feel a little resistance as you pull your foot up, much like withdrawing your foot from being stuck in the mud. And when you do so, you notice a putrid sort of sludge clinging to your boot. You also find yourselves frequently having to wave away flies and other buzzing insects that seem to be very interested in you.
Yeah, well, I'm bleeding.
Make sure we got the right thing here. Okay. Examining the forest floor, you find that two people need to make nature checks. Also, are you all traveling stealthily, or normally, or quickly? How are you going through this forest?
Is it
Stealthily.
normal or quick? Well,
Carefully, yeah.
Who knows what is in there?
Sirius is overruled.
Batty calf.
Okay, we got one nature check. Need one more.
Nature check.
I don't know about
Nature check.
trees.
If we're traveling stealthily, do you need stealth checks?
I guess we'll see if Sirius knows about trees. Sirius does not know about trees.
He's like,
I like how I said I don't know about trees.
Okay. Also, everyone roll stealth checks if we're going stealthy.
Yeah, forest.
So funny.
I have a class, I think Varus does too. I have a class ability where I can blend into, I can attempt to hide. That's not,
Yeah.
that's not the thing.
That's if you're hiding, yeah.
But would that still be a thing in this forest, do you reckon? Or is it just...
If you're trying to hide, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Just for future.
Yeah, of course. Yeah. No, it's good to ask. Okay, so Kanan 13, Varus 23, Zarius 18, Harriet 11, and Anira 15. Okay. It's okay
Sorry.
overall. But the 2 nature checks, Zarius, you have no idea.
What is this?
Yeah, it's the forest floor is you're caught up by the debris and the
The
bushes
floor here is
and-
made of floor.
Well, actually, you find that the ground seems to have a slick, slimy, almost membrane coating its surface,
I'll be right back.
on which all
Sirius
of the
is
underbrush
distracted
is
by how
resting.
gross that is.
The roots of the trees pierce into and out of this membrane, but it seems that instead of dirt, clay, sand, or rock, the forest floor has a fleshy, muscly feel that gives when you step and rebounds when you move your weight away. You even see thick veins, Anira, on closer inspection that weave through the fleshy earth, and in places where the plants have newly sprouted or animals have skittered away, partially dried puddles of blood lay, and you feel the sapping tendrils of madness slither their way through your minds. Everyone make a sanity check.
Oh.
It's just a D20, right?
Yep, just a d20.
Okay. Okay.
Hey, we got 1 success. Okay.
I didn't roll a 1 again. That would have been really
Should
fun.
I just roll a d4?
No, you gotta roll a d4, yeah.
Cool. Okay.
And, okay, so you mark off 3 sanity points.
Yep.
How many do you have?
I have 3 remaining. I
Okay.
had
Oh, yeah,
6.
that's right. You didn't lose any before. That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah. So cool. And Ira just not losing any in the first one. What's that?
I mean, it makes sense that she
Yeah,
loses.
sanity check, because the ground is all fleshy.
Ew.
Like, it
gross.
makes sense, because she
The
saw all
ground is all
the
fleshy.
veins and the membrane and shit. It makes sense. Like, are we walking?
Insane
Go
in
ahead
the
and-
membrane.
Roll a d4.
You've heard of Sleepless in Seattle. Get ready
Insane
for it.
in the membrane. Blinded
Insane in
by
the brain.
That's my new band name, Insane in the Membrane. It's
Blinded
like a science.
by
Incubus.
science.
All right. How many? You lose 3 sanity points, Kanan.
Yes.
How about Zarius and I are
How many do you have
okay?
left?
3.
You have 3 left. Okay.
No, we're good. We're good.
You 2 are good.
Don't remind him.
Yeah, you 2 are good.
For now.
For now.
This
For
horrifying realization passing you, you continue trudging through the forest, occasionally brushing against the ashen needles of the trees and watch them rustle together and dissolve, falling from the branches like dust and piling on your shoulders, on your hair, and on the forest floor below. About a half hour in, Zarius, your keen senses pick up on what sounds like small wings flapping and shaking tree limbs just out of your sight. It seems to be following you, or leading you. You can't be certain. What you do know, however, is you've caught several sets of small, red glowing eyes watching you on more than one occasion. You also hear slow, heavy footfalls echo from somewhere in the forest.
That's not terrifying.
That's not horrifying at all.
Yeah, that's fine. This is fine. I am okay. This is walking the beach.
For hell, that's tame.
Don't tempt him. He'll just sort of like look around at the party and be like, "We might have a tail." There's
Like a tail to
like
tell?
things following us.
Oh.
There's a couple sets of eyes. I don't know how many. It could just be like 3 or 4. They keep appearing and disappear. I don't know.
Sometimes it's good not being able to see things.
There's something very large off in the distance, so I wouldn't attract too much attention. We might just
Let's just keep going. Get out of here.
continue. Just stay ready.
Yeah.
And he'll actually like walk with his sword out
Okay.
Yeah, I was about to say, Anira's gonna be like clutching her quarterstaff.
All right.
Yeah.
Weapons drawn. Okay.
But still, like, carefully so.
All right. Yeah. Pushing forward across the fleshy forest floor, Kanan, thanks to your background feat, you figure you've traveled close to a mile into the forest, and the trees have begun to grow in density. The underbrush has thickened, and the creatures that have apparently been watching you have ceased in their activities. Zarius, you notice that they are just gone. You also notice that beyond the thickening of the trees, it extends out another 40 or 50 feet in front of you. The edges of a circular clearing appear, but you can't make out any clear details from this distance. To get a better look, you'd have to approach closer.
Hey
Let's
guys.
go look at the clearing.
Yeah. Do you think it's best that we sneak around?
Sneak around. We could send a couple of our stealthier members to go and take a look.
Yeah,
Sounds
Varus,
good.
if you want to go with me.
Sure. Yeah. Take a look.
So Kanan and Varus going to take a peek.
Stealthily.
Mm.
All right. Go ahead and make stealth checks. Whew, 27 and 15. Okay, good enough. So as you approach to kind of sneak and creep through the forest, brushing against a few of the low-hanging branches, Varus only bumping into one or two, and the needles immediately just dissolve and turn to dust and kind of fall all over you. But you get closer and closer. You stay. How close do you want to get to this clearing?
As close as I can without not drawing attention.
Okay, so yeah, the trees are thick up until about 10 feet from the clearing, and then they rapidly thin out to just nothing. So you can get about within 10 feet, maybe 15 feet. And as you do so, either both of you or one of you with advantage make a perception check.
I can grab a perception.
You want us to both do it, or
Either
you can
way.
just roll? You guys if you want.
22, nice. 23, okay, great. Immediately you notice the clearing looks enormous. Easily 200 feet in diameter, and it's filled with various sizes of stone, clearly carved and clearly not native to this area, all arranged in a way that makes you think that you need to do a religion check if you have proficiency.
No.
If not, then a history check if you're proficient.
Nope.
Then just a general intelligence check.
I hope I roll a 1.
All right. Hey, 14 is okay. 7, Kanan, unfortunately, is not. Varus, you notice that the stones appear to be laid out in some sort of ceremonial fashion. The last thing that you remember looking anything like this was Gorthok the Thunderboar. But it was just
Throwback.
vaguely similar to this. It wasn't like,
Yeah.
it's just, yeah. This place, though, is much, much, much bigger. So, yeah. So you can't also see the full arrangement or the center area as your vision is blocked by the different trees and stones. You both notice that a number of differently sized figures with strange body compositions wandering the area purposefully. You see some figures with big leathery wings and pointed razor-sharp tips. You see one figure with a terrifying insect-like body, complete with a long, whipping tail like a scorpion, and powerful pincers embedded into the creature's face, where you also see bulbous eyes like a fly's that neither blink nor shift their focus. Its hands end in fearsome claws that tightly grip a long and vicious spear. The entire being radiates authority, and all of the other creatures you see around it give it a wide berth. You see creatures made entirely from bone, with a rattling gait trudging from one side of the area and out of sight. And many more. Buzzing around all of these larger figures, you see tiny winged humanoid figures with notepads, component pouches, and gems, and other items, all speaking rapidly and answering and disappearing seemingly at will. A number of other creatures also walk this area, closer in size to you all, and among them you see a single tiefling, purplish skin and curling horns, carrying a large tome, standing out against the darkened backdrop of the trees. Rapidly flapping its wings and hovering just off the tiefling's right shoulder, You see another one of the small humanoid creatures carrying a cantaloupe-sized fluorescent green orb that dimly undulates, a pulsing and sickly light. The flying creature seems to be struggling to keep the orb and itself floating due to the weight of the object, and after a moment, the flying creature lands to rest on the tiefling's shoulder. As this happens, the tiefling slams the tome shut and reaches up with their right hand, taking the orb from the creature on their shoulder and admiring it for a moment, before biting into it. Glowing green liquid from the orb spewing out and spilling down the tiefling's chin and hand, their eyes beginning to glow with new intensity. You quickly duck back behind the trees you've hidden yourselves for a moment, and you feel the icy fingers of horror begin to sap at your will. You two make a sanity check.
Hi guys. D4?
Yeah, D4.
Did I save?
You save.
Yes!
Varus, you lose 3 sanity points.
I am at 0.
You're at 0. Okay. Roll a D100.
Oh boy. Oh.
8.
Varus, you feel yourself just retreat into your mind, the whole world around you becoming distant and faded away, and eventually you don't perceive it at all. Kanan, you see Varus kind of shrink down like a child, pulling his knees against his chest, and is just unmoving. He appears to be paralyzed. Oh wait, sorry, I rolled the wrong dice. Oh, alright. Is there anything you'd like to do?
Yeah, I'm gonna lean down to him and be like, Varus, are you okay? Now's not the time to be getting all afraid and stuff. Come on, let's go back to the group.
I assume I can't say anything.
Nope.
It's alright, I don't think they see us or hear us.
What was that? I'm sorry, I couldn't hear you.
Oh, I just said it's alright. I don't think they'll see us or hear us.
Okay. How long do you want to wait?
I'll wait like a minute.
Okay. What are you going to do after?
I'm gonna just hum to him a little bit.
Okay.
And cast Bardic Inspiration.
Okay. Varus, in the meanwhile, you hear the whispers increase. The sounds of horrifying monsters roaring and shouting in the distance. You hear the thundering steps of large creatures just push you further into your mind. But Kanan's voice cuts through, and you feel yourself come out of this effect, regaining your sanity, going back up to your full sanity points, and receiving Bardic Inspiration.
Yep. And she's just humming. Ba-da-da-da-da-da-dum, ba-da-da-da-da-da-dum.
Okay. Cool. All right. So Varus, you are back in your normal state of mind, the horror passing you.
Thank you.
Oh, you're welcome. I mean, you'd do the same for me.
Oh, I wouldn't sing for you.
No, I mean,
That's a joke. I would sing for you. That's. I don't like it here.
let's head back to the group.
Yeah.
I think let's head back first so they don't hear us.
Yeah.
And on our way back, I'm gonna cast a Cure Wounds
Okay.
on
On yourself, on Varus?
Varus.
Varus, okay. Go ahead and roll for healing damage. Varus, you take 3 points of healing damage.
I will take it.
Inflict heal.
Yeah.
You can parry it, I think.
I can parry it.
Not the parry.
That's such a
Reduce
funny
the
image.
healing.
You reach out to
No.
heal you.
No.
Ah! Unguard!
Ah!
Not today. I want to feel the pain.
No,
Alright,
I'll
so you
just-
both managed to make it back to the group. Is there anything that you'd like to say or do?
When we get back to the group, Kanan will just be like, wait, did we roll perception checks for that?
Yeah, you did. 22 and 23.
Okay, so Kanan rolled good.
Yeah.
She's just gonna be like, I'm pretty sure they had what looked like a soul stone. Balthazar said they were like
It looked like it. It was
A
green,
sickly green.
glowing.
to a blue.
Yeah. Looked like it was about this big. There were a bunch of. There was a lot of creatures. Spines, feathery wings. There was a tiefling there, I think. Right? It's-
Yes. I don't think it'd be smart to get this from here.
It's exactly in fighting condition.
A visual. Right?
What?
You know what they look like? The things.
The soul stones?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's possible we can look around for one. I'm only assuming there's one around here. I don't know if they grow on
not-
trees.
Probably not, but
If not, we know where one is now.
And I'm just gonna say this now. I totally get why we split up, because I know I'm not very stealthy, but maybe in the future we only do that when we really need to, because that's, I don't know, I'm just worried more here, you know?
Yeah, I agree.
And I just, don't really want to lose any of you here, so, I don't know.
I think
That's
as
all.
long as we're able to send a message, I can do that. And I think Ollie, you can do that.
I mean, I can shout. What do you mean?
Yeah,
Well,
I don't know the same magic Zarius does.
I don't know how magic works. I'm just learning it. I just know I can talk to you guys in your heads.
I think we should stay within eyesight of each other all the time.
That's a good idea.
So
But
we
you said the trees looked, they like fell to dust?
So the branches of the trees all have these ashen gray needles on them everywhere instead of leaves, and every time that they've been rustled or bumped into, they just, as they rub together, they just turn to dust and kind of fall down in these neat little piles everywhere.
Is that ashes of a hell tree?
Maybe
I think it is.
there are trees in hell and they look like ash.
That's what I've been saying.
I don't know about
Maybe.
that.
Let's just grab a bunch of it.
Do I need to roll anything to notice the ashes that are assumably all around, or can I just walk over to a pile and just...
Yeah, they're not
scoop
like piles on the ground because of the underbrush, but you could easily just smack a branch and grab the stuff that comes off, or just swipe your hand down a branch and bottle the stuff. Yeah.
I'll probably canonically should probably like reach for a tree to touch it, and then it would
Yeah.
just turn to dust. So then just
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Cool. All
so
right.
it's not meta.
Yeah. Easy peasy. Yeah. So you all have what you presume to be ashes of a hell tree. Would
Yay!
everyone like to continue?
Yes.
Okay.
Not towards that group.
Right. Okay. So you attempt to put some distance between yourselves and the clearing, traveling slowly and carefully. And everyone make stealth checks for this next portion. Ooh, and Ira sneaky.
Zarius just like trips over a branch.
Yeah. Well, overall, yeah, and Ira with a nat 20, Varus 21,
I'll
Zarius
catch you,
6,
Darius.
Kanan 22, and Harriet 21. It's excellent rolls. Overall, everybody very much succeeds for the group thing. Sorry,
Zarius.
Yeah, sorry, Zarius. However, once you've gotten about 100 feet away from the clearing, Zarius, you catch the familiar sound of those wings flapping and the sets of beady eyes tracking your movements. Once more.
Back.
Traveling further, one person make a survival and one person make a perception check.
I'll do survival.
I'll do percep. Oh, you can do.
I did it.
Okay.
You know we're a
You
party.
have a +9. I have a +8. That's better.
I don't know what that means.
All right, so 20 for perception and 23. Great, excellent rolls. As you continue to travel through this forest, you're making pretty good time, with Harriet kind of leading the way, trudging through, and managing to avoid most of the more noise-making bushes and those kinds of things. You're seeking I assume, right? You're trying to get out of the forest to the city? Is that the
Yes.
general plan where everyone's
I
headed?
think that's our goal, yeah.
no more
That's what I
trees.
thought. I just want to double check. So you're seeking the edge where it merges into desert. You pass by another one of these clearings with a similar stone setup. For some of you, you're seeing this for the first time, but this one is markedly different. Whether its intended purpose is different or whether it's just a stylistic thing, you're unsure. But this one is completely empty, aside from a pair of small winged humanoid creatures that you saw at the other site. And the ones that you've caught every now and then, you appear to be tracking. These are different, right? They're different creatures, but they're different individuals of the same creature type. That's what I mean to say. These two are currently sitting atop a chest-high square stone table, and they appear to be arguing with one another, occasionally pushing each other and both tugging on a grotesque hunk of meat. They don't appear to have noticed you so far. Anyone can make a general intelligence check or history if you're proficient.
I'll try his. Or Zari's been in intelligence.
Is anyone, right?
Yeah, everyone.
Yeah.
Do we
Everyone?
know what-
Okay.
Do we know what imps are? I don't know.
Oh, shoot. Oh, it's too late.
What's your proficiency modifier for history, Zarius?
+5.
Okay, so just add 4, so you're at 20.
Okay.
Okay, yeah, so Zarius is the only one. Zarius, you recognize these creatures as imps. So you've seen several imps. They were, and generally, that they serve often as, like, kind of unreliable servants. They're really sort of impish in their nature. They're kind of capricious. They're very unreliable, like I said. They'll work for pretty much anybody, so...
They'll kind of hold up the party and be like,
I believe those are imps, and we are in need of a wing.
You're right.
Well,
So,
Should we all hold one down and one of us hack off a wing?
I'm
Mm,
sure
just
the wing
kill
will
them.
still be there after we kill them. From what I know, there are sort of irreliable servants around here, so I don't think they'd give us too much trouble if there's just 2 of them, and then however many are behind us, I can't. There's a couple.
All right.
I
Well, I
wouldn't
guess
want
we-
to do anything that draws much more attention, is the only thing. Because I think we can take them. I don't know about what else is around
Well,
here.
And you said something's following us. I don't know if it'd be wise to.
I think it's just more of the imps. There's just like, I want to say 2 or 3 of them, but they keep appearing and disappearing, so I can't really get an exact number.
I'm hesitant to say I want to draw more attention than we already potentially have.
But we're
For
gonna
one
need
day
a
at
wing
least.
anyways.
Yeah, I mean,
maybe take this opportunity. We don't know when just 2 of them are going to be.
if we
around.
want, these 2 haven't noticed us yet. I mean, the majority of us have ranged things, right? And those of us who don't can try to sneak up and get as close as they can. We could try to do this like quick and out of nowhere, just kind of ambush them.
Yeah, just go for one and run for it.
I feel like we should probably kill both. Just out of like, we wouldn't want the other one running off and getting help.
Right, we could go half of us on one and half of us on the other.
Yeah, that'd work.
They look pretty tiny, and we can just kill them.
Yeah. I mean, I just figured it might be a little better to speed things up if we tried to surprise them. But
Right. Well, I've got my dagger.
so I can
The sword.
use the guiding bows and hit them from a distance.
Got a few choices. Just tell me where to fire, I guess. You're doing this?
Yeah?
Yeah. Does Vars and Kanan, do you want to try to get a little closer? Or
Oh,
you
right.
don't have to?
Yeah, I'll walk up
Just-
there.
You kind of hit things.
I'll walk up there.
I'll walk, just casually.
Hey! Ew.
I'd rather let you guys go first. I don't know.
Okay, well, yeah,
I'm not as sneaky as Kanan. I'll run in after you all.
I think I'm just gonna stay back here, I guess.
Zarius is gonna cast Guiding Bolt at 3rd level when we're all ready.
Okay, what are the rest of you doing? Kanan's sneaking up. You managed 24. You managed to sneak up pretty close. You could easily. You're not like within arm's reach right now, but with how fast you are, you could easily make it up to him and make a strike before they could lift off and get away. You figure. You haven't
Okay.
seen these things before, so you're making a guess, but you're pretty fast. I mean, you can move 165 feet in 6 seconds, so you're quick.
Zarius will be like,
I'll take the one on the left if one of you want
How
to
far
go.
away are we, Val?
You're on the edge of this clearing, and they're about maybe 30 feet in. Kanan's currently sitting behind a small rock that they're on the other side of. There's Kanan behind the rock, and then the table is over there, and they're on top of the table. So they can't quite see Kanan where she's at.
So I'm like 15 feet?
About 15 feet, yeah. They're about 10 feet from you.
That's within my jumping range.
Yeah,
Bounce.
Jump on them.
like a cat catching a bird.
You really said we are jumping up. Like, actually
yeah,
jumping up.
like actually jumping.
Like,
up.
actually.
Well, I was gonna stay back. You
Yeah.
love range. So, yeah, I'll be back with Zarius.
Okay. What are you like prepping something?
I'm
A spell, or-
casting Ray of Frost. I'm gonna use a sorcery point to twin it and do 2.
Okay. I think Ray of Frost is only
at
10
one of them.
feet.
Double check. It's been forever. You may be correct. Give me 60 feet.
Oh, 60 feet. Nice. Okay, cool. Oh, that's poison
So-
spray. That's right.
If Harriet's gonna hit both of them, Zarius will take the one on the left. Anira, do you have something you can hit them with? If not, that's
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah, I don't. All of the things I have prepared will draw a lot of attention, but I can find something. I do have something.
If you want to take the one on the right, then
Well, I can keep them both on the ground. Well, I keep one of them on the ground.
Just need one.
I'll.
But we
hold
wanna
my
kill
action
both,
dash.
yeah, we want to kill both.
Which one are you taking again? Sorry.
The left one.
I will blight the one on. Well, that's 30 feet. Are we 30 feet? We're within 30 feet?
You could get within 30 feet reasonably. Yeah. Since you got it at 20, I'd say it's easy enough for you to scooch in just 5 feet enough to where you can see them. Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna blight the one that Zarius isn't targeting.
Okay.
3.
And so Zarius will, I guess, sort of look around, make sure everyone's ready,
Ready?
and then he'll cast his Guiding Bolt.
Okay.
And I will add 10 to this if I feel like I need to.
All right.
I don't think I need to.
And my roll 20 was going crazy, so I refreshed it, and I will be.
It's just good silence, and then and then with
Yeah.
That's the hope.
Let me pull up the stat block here, because I forgot to pull up the stat block for the little imp.
Little limp.
My roll 20
Oh, look
is
at the
being
little
grumpy.
guy.
So
Okay, well, when it
fails
loads,
the
I'll send
saving
mine.
throw. And that one hits. So, Kanan, what are you doing?
Kanan's going to leap onto the rock and pounce onto the one closest to her.
Okay, so it's the one on the right. It's getting hit with a blight from Enira. So go ahead and make your attack roll. You have advantage because you're surprising them.
Heck yeah.
5, yeah, that's plenty. Okay. Just 2 attacks.
I'm cutting off both its wings.
Okay. All right. So yeah, between all of that,
Cutting off
so,
fingers and wings.
Enira, your blight, you see the moisture just drain from this creature. Kanan, you see it up close and personal as you leap onto it and just hack quickly one wing off then the other, dropping the withered husk of a body down below. Yeah. All right. This is good. Zarius, your guiding bolt, like a beacon, shines brightly through the air, radiating up through the night sky, the blackened sky overhead.
Corzin!
Basically a giant beam of light coming from the sky above, reflected from your actual guiding bolt, slams into the back of the one on the left, and just burns away his entire torso completely. The 2 wings falling off to the sides, this hunk of meat next to them just charred on the end. And here your Ray of Frost comes in immediately after and just flash freezes those things, preventing them from decaying or they without a noise. They don't make any kind of noise. It's excellent job. Nicely done.
Coordination.
Yeah.
No noise except for
I'm really
giant
getting
guiding
big
bolts.
bully energy from us right now, y'all.
Those things probably had like what,
I
15,
think-
20 hit points.
I think this is the most coordinated us as a group have ever been, and we're level 9.
They got 20 or 10 hit points, so you're good.
Also
Just
against
a little
2
bit
imps.
of overkill. 5
Get your
level 9
wings,
players
Pong.
versus 2
Give us your
Hand it over, bitch.
And we like took a
My friend
surprise
Balthazar
round.
wants that wing of yours. Hand it over.
Well,
What?
I didn't realize it was going to do the whole light thing. We should probably go, but we've got 4 wings.
Great.
Yay! Let's go.
Let's go.
We should probably go
Let's go.
quickly.
Yeah, for a little while at least.
Give me just a moment while you all feel free to talk. I'll be right back.
Look at us
Right
going.
here.
Oh, I see him.
my
Look at him
God.
go!
Whoa!
No, he's moving.
He's in the kitchen.
Someone's in the kitchen with Matthew. Someone's in the kitchen.
I know. Are you listening to too much
Someone's in the kitchen with Matthew.
Coco
Strumming on
Melon?
the old banjo.
Why are you watching Cocomelon?
I have a niece. I watched it all summer.
Like you good?
Come on, let's go. Today is hot, so let's have some fun out in the sun.
Oh my god.
Oh, no.
Oh, no.
Is the place to be.
This is-
Bum, 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 bum.
Abigail,
didn't
I
even
hope you
try.
realize I clip things for the Twitch. I'm gonna be immortalized on the Twitch. Just so you know.
Wait, do we have the
Y'all
clips
didn't know
thing?
this
Oh
was a
no,
music-
this is
I've been clipping
this is
things.
bad.
I've
This
been
is
clipping
bad.
things.
Oh my goodness, you're amazing, Sky.
Vagabonds, the musical.
You're so awesome.
I clip and highlight things of importance. So if there's anything you want clipped or highlighted,
Oh no.
A Kaden cutting off her finger.
oh
that whole
definitely.
thing.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
100%.
Also, when I have the technology, I'm going to be making highlight reels based off the YouTube videos, just to get more reach.
Ooh.
Y'all,
Because
Yo.
marketing manager.
my brain is like still processing everything.
Yeah, welcome to hell.
Fucking hell!
Wait, the hell.
George, welcome
We
back.
land in hell and immediately start
no,
killing
please.
each other.
Oh my god, I swear to god, if both of my PCs die in hell.
Todd?
Is that Todd? Yo, Gorn, is that you?
Yeah, Lord.
If you've ever wanted to see everyone from your backstory who's died, now is the time.
Don't say that. Don't do it.
Don't. Hey,
He didn't
hey,
have
hush.
headphones in. He can't
Hush.
hear.
Matt hears.
Oh no!
Is
He knows all.
Lashana in hell? That's my question.
Her body is.
What are they gonna do
I'm
with her
gonna go
body?
cry now.
What do you
I'm
do
gonna
with the
go to
I don't want to
body?
think about it. I don't want
I
to.
don't know.
I don't want to
think about
speak
it.
anything because I don't want to give Matt ideas.
We're gonna run into Kane.
Okay.
I hope we do. Kill him again.
All right, so
Kill him
you
again.
just obliterated these two imps, and now that the rest of you are seeing this area, you can go ahead and make religion checks. Aries, you can make a religion check, or history.
History.
Seeing this area for the
I'm
first
a
time.
cleric, and I don't have proficiency in religion.
Okay, 24 and 10. You already made a check.
Did I?
Yeah, at the original first
Oh,
site.
you're right. Ignore that.
Okay. All right, so 24 for an hour for history. Okay, so you recognize that this is definitely some sort of summoning ritual. It looks like it's organized to summon some sort of greater fiend or devil. You know of rituals like this, but personally, you don't know which one it might be. Only that if the ceremonial area is very large and with like huge stuff like this, it has to be something of substantial power. They're not going to do all this effort for some imp, you know. So yeah, there you go. All right. Are you all looking around the area at all, or are you just going on through?
I think we're running.
We're
Okay.
booking
Let's
it.
go. Let's
Yeah.
go.
I think we are kind of getting out of there.
Grab the wings
Okay,
and
you going
book it.
stealthy?
No.
I think we're
Secure
running.
the bag
Running.
and leave.
Okay.
No, not stealthy.
Okay, all right.
The wings.
So, leaving out from the clearing, you venture once again into the forest. One person make a perception check, one person make a survival.
I'll do-
Tiefling eyes here.
Who's doing okay.
As well as everyone make athletics checks. See how well you can make your way through the forest.
Oh, Forrest.
Go Harriet!
Come on, y'all.
Wow.
Okay.
Faris and I are literally just tripping over each other.
Yeah.
As the only one of us.
I'll use strength.
There isn't
rules.
doing much better.
Okay. The squelching ground underfoot is making it pretty difficult for you to disguise your movements. And you make your way trying to pass from tree to tree, but Varus and Inaira especially, as you're running, you're kind of just booking it, plowing through bushes, slipping on the membrane-like floor, and just overall trying to run as fast as you can. Oftentimes, very regularly between the two of you, tripping and falling, slamming your face down, and having pus and blood from the ground below splatter up against your body before pushing yourself up onto your feet and beginning to run once more. After about a half an hour, maybe an hour or so of running, you find yourselves nearing the edge of the woods. Harriet keeping you kind of on track, dead reckoning that way out of the forest. As you emerge from the forest and take in the desert expanse in front of you, you feel the weight of this place resting heavily on your minds. Everyone make a sanity check.
Either roll like
I
2
like-
or 19.
Y'all,
Ooh.
what?
Hey, Kanan.
Harriet rolled d4.
Aw.
You lose 2 sanity points.
Let me check. Where am I at?
It's called having the
There
we go.
sanity to cut off a limb.
I have so many points. Okay. I have like a million different things that are labeled points. I'm like, sorcery points. Grit points. So many points. Okay, I'm still fine. Well, not
Okay.
fine, but you know what I mean. I'm not there
Okay,
yet.
okay, good. All right. Also, sorry, I forgot to say, since you're leaving the forest, 2 people make perception checks.
I got it.
I will make one.
A lot of perceiving things, because you're going to travel and stuff.
Who's making the other one?
18, 19, and Arcana, nice. Okay, in the far distance, you clearly make out the cityscape against the inky black of the sky above. Between you and the city, however, is a long stretch of mostly open desert. Faded red-brown clay and sand lie underfoot, where replacing the fleshy forest floor, and you make out outcroppings of rocks across the expanse, along with thin cactus-like plants that jut out at odd angles with crystalline flowers budding at their tips. Over the city and area immediately surrounding it, you see once again the enormous winged creatures circling high, high above. The closest outcropping of rocks that could serve any useful purpose for you is about a half-mile away towards the city. So what would you all like to do?
Can I tell what the type of creatures they are?
They're
Circling?
pretty far off. I would say you could make a nature check, but you'd be at disadvantage because they're out there. 14.
Dragons.
For perspective, they were higher than you all were above the city before you went down the waterfall. So they're up there. With a 14, they look roughly humanoid, kind of. Definitely have more limbs than just arms and legs. So they're big. Like, you can see them fairly clearly, and you're a long ways away. So, keep that in mind.
Is anyone else thinking we just catch our breath and run to those rocks?
I
Yeah.
wasn't doing much thinking, so I'll support that.
Yeah.
That might be.
We get to the rocks, we take a sit, an
Yeah.
extended sit.
Let's go then.
All right.
Here we go.
So, are you just running it?
Yeah, half mile.
Yeah, I do think we're kind of just manic running.
Okay, I'm just making
It's
sure
gonna
'cause
be
you're,
like
you're leaving the forest
4
area.
minutes.
3-minute run,
4
guys.
minutes.
Actually,
Okay.
it's more like a minute for Kate.
The fitness gram pacer test is a multi-stage aerobic
Yeah.
capacity test.
Kanan's gonna be there in like 30 seconds.
That's real hell, is the pacer starts playing.
Kanan turns around, Xeris has made it like 10 meters.
Basically
Okay.
teleports.
So we'll do athletics checks then. So everyone make an athletics check.
I swear to God, if I roll a 1.
I don't
Can't
want
roll
to.
2 ones in a row, can I? Nope, but I can roll a 1 and a 2.
7, 6, 4. Oh.
Even Kanan didn't.
Hey, Harriet's good.
I don't know what's wrong with y'all.
taking it.
So Naira
Harriet's like,
7,
fuck y'all.
Zarius 6, Varus 4, Kanan 13, and Harriet 19. Harriet takes off
No,
in front
9,
of everybody
9.
else, quickly followed by Kanan, and the rest of you are kind of lagging behind. The effort of everything that you're doing and the pressure of this place kind of wearing on you.
Okay.
But you're making it. You're making good time. Some of you, the rest of you, kind of falling behind. Xerius, you notice as you're running, kind of distracts you a little bit, that 2 flying creatures have arisen from the forest. Their wings buzzing like those of a dragonfly, and have begun flying towards the city. The creatures have long. Everyone. Sorry, Xerius notices first, and then everyone else notices as well. The creatures have long, scorpion-like tails and appear to be made completely from bone. Only paper-thin skin stretched across their bodies. Their hands and feet end in razor-sharp claws, and piercing red eyes stare out above fanged teeth. You are still a good distance from the outcropping of rocks, and the creatures have taken to the air are quickly closing the gap between you, but they don't appear to have noticed you all just yet. What would you like to do?
Run, baby, run.
Bonus
Run it.
action
Still
dash.
running, okay? If you're still running, everyone go ahead and make athletics checks.
Ran.
Watch.
You're gonna get a 3 this time?
Away.
I got another 2. That's just sad.
Oh.
That's not even funny.
Varus.
That's
All
just
right.
sad.
Buddy.
Uh-oh, well you guys finally tore me down, so.
Yeah. Everyone else finally slowed Harriet down.
She's slowing down for us. That's what it is.
Yeah. That's
Yeah,
what I
let's
feel
say
bad.
that.
You all
Let's
got a
say
pretty good
that.
head start. The creatures are still gaining on you, and it seems that at this point they've noticed your presence. Their flight paths have diverged significantly from what they originally were. You still have a little bit of time before they're upon you, and they are rapidly closing in. But you finally made it to the rocks, and you see that the rocks are much larger than you initially thought. Most of the rocks are at least twice the height of the tallest among you, and the whole formation is about 50 feet across. You see that they are tightly pressed together in most places, leaving what looks like a smallish entrance to a cave you imagine fills the interior of that area. What do you want to do?
Go into the cave?
Just rushing in there?
Yep.
Yeah, because we're better.
Sword's drawn.
That's what we're doing.
My better judgment's like no, but
Yeah, I'll be the last
We're
one in. I
booking
think
it.
Anira would be the last one in.
Okay.
Pit fiend in the cave.
You rush in. You quickly enter into the cave area and tuck up against the walls. The interior appears to be empty, aside from a few rotting rags and a couple of scattered bones. The cave is completely sealed off from the outside, other than the single entrance. And you all are at the back of the cave, about 25 feet from the entrance. Everyone make a stealth check if you're trying to hide.
Yes.
Okay, Harriet bringing it around from a total failure for the team. This is 15 and 19 for Kanan and I are pretty good, but...
He is our mom.
Alright. You hear the buzzing of insect wings. Of gigantic insect wings, followed by the heavy footfalls of the creatures landing somewhere nearby.
oh no.
They growl at one another. And you hear the scraping noise of bone on bone as they begin searching. The creatures move closer and closer. And as they do, you smell a thick, putrid scent fill the air even before they arrive. You hear a heavy thud as one of them lands on the rock ceiling above you and snarls. Sorry, I didn't have my thing up. Is it not showing up?
Roar.
There we go. Before lighting off the rock and taking to the air. What do you all want to do?
Wait.
Breathe heavily.
But quietly.
Okay.
What's the area look like that we're in?
The interior of the cave?
Yeah.
It's not
Aside
much.
from
There's
the-
just a few rotting rags that are just old sitting on the ground and a couple of scattered bones.
Okay.
There's no furniture in there or anything. It's just dirt floor. Hard kind of clay ground. So you're just waiting around.
How dark is it? Can Harriet see it all, or is it dark
Harriet,
in there?
You can see through the entrance, but that's
Okay.
it. So there's this sort of beam of light that comes into the area that shines, kind of at an angle towards one of the closer walls, but none of you are standing there, I assume. It's just standing in the light like, huh. But yeah,
Well, with a 5.
you can see a teeny bit. Like, you can kind of make out various shapes and stuff, but it's not, like, bright in there by any means. So how are you, so you all are waiting. How long would you like to wait?
What time of the day is it?
You have no idea.
Can we tell how? Yeah.
Hell time. Baby.
There's just been
It's
light
hell
from
time.
somewhere. You're not quite sure where from or how the place is lit or anything like that.
Could we tell if they like flew away or are they still like?
It sounds like
We know
one of
one
them
of-
landed on the top and lifted off. But you're not sure about the other one.
Oh.
Can I wild shape myself? Should I? No, I'm not gonna do that. That seems dumb. That does not seem smart. Yeah, I'm just gonna wait.
Just gonna wait. Okay.
How close are we to the city?
You got a ways to go. A couple miles at least.
And we didn't see any other rocks.
There's a few outcroppings. They're really spaced out, but nothing that you could get to in any quickness of time right now. You all do start to feel very tired. I mean, the exhaustion of traveling this far, of your fight earlier, or I guess that was yesterday. The exhaustion of just, you're not taking points of exhaustion, but you're just starting to
Sleepy.
feel that weight set in that you need to rest.
Do you want to rest here for
Yeah. I'll
some time?
in a whisper, I'll be like, does anyone have a way to make light that can last?
I can do that.
Great. I want to kind of sneak my way to the door
Okay.
and use a 5th level spell slot for Wall of Stone to cover the door, cover
Okay.
the entry.
Got it. Cool.
And it's only concentration for 10 minutes, but it's enough to get a sense for if anything's trying to break
Yeah.
through the door.
As you all still smell that awful rotting scent that the two creatures brought with them, but otherwise, as you approach Naira, you don't really notice anything in particular. You move forward towards the entrance silently to take a closer look at it, to begin to cast your spell and block the doorway. As you inch closer and closer towards the doorway, the scorpion-like barbed tail slashes down in front of the entrance, cracking the rock floor below, and you hold your breath. After another instant, the creature snarls and lifts off, taking flight once more, the smell quickly fading. Inara, you then cast your spell, bringing up the rock wall, blocking the pathway, and sealing the cave in complete darkness. You'll believe yourself to have evaded the threats, for now. And as you take a breath, the horror ever creeping at the edge of your mind begins to seep in once more. Everyone make a sanity check.
Oh, buddy.
Yeah, it's about time I failed one.
Welcome to the club.
Hey.
Hey, I dropped below 0.
Okay, so, Inira, Zarius, Kanan, all roll a d4.
Ooh.
All four.
Yeah, I'm below 0. I'm
Okay.
down.
Okay,
Guys!
so
Zarius
Did
is
I lose
fine.
concentration?
we'll find out in just a moment.
Okay. Cool.
Next time on the Vagabonds.
Oh, no.
Will
You
Anira
seal
lose
the
concentration?
sandwich, with y'all insane people.
So each of you that drops below 100, or below, sorry, not 100, below your maximum threshold, feel this presence, not like a physical person, but just this creeping presence enter your mind, the whispers becoming louder and louder that you've heard since you entered this place. You hear beasts roaring in the distance. You hear monstrous wings flapping. Everyone, yeah, roll a d100. Zarius, are you not below? Oh, you're good.
Nope.
Okay, sorry.
First time I've taken it.
Okay. Inira, you retreat into your mind, taking on the defense mechanism that you're kind of comfortable with, being from the forest, being isolated for so long, and you just sit curled up in a ball, leaned against the stone wall that you just created, sitting there catatonic. Sorry, I have one other thing I have to roll. Okay. And then Kanan, you begin to laugh uncontrollably. The force of this place driving you to insanity. You just laugh, and you find yourself on the ground, rolling, laughing uncontrollably, unable to do anything else. Sometimes that laughter transfers into intense screaming, and other times it devolves into weeping.
Yeah, Kanan's gonna... I guess when this hits her, she'll just like look at her hand, and rub it, and just kind of like... and then just like continue
Okay, yeah.
like that.
This effect lasts for quite some time. The rest of you see them devolve into this madness. And Ira just becoming completely withdrawn within herself. And Kanan just laughing and weeping and screaming uncontrollably. 1 minute passes. 2 minutes pass. Is there anything you all would like to do during this time? try to help them or anything like that?
Harriet's just gonna go sit next to Anira with like her hand on Anira's back, but there's not much else she can do.
Darius will try. I mean, he'll try a lesser restoration on Kanan, but
After about 2 minutes, Zarius, you head over and cast this lesser restoration. You place your hand on her shoulder, and Kanan, you feel the effects lift immediately. You feel your senses return to you, the horror having passed.
I don't have the spell slots to do that for Anira.
I'm fine. And just in the back of your head, you hear, "I'm fine."
And
I don't believe it.
And Ira remains in this catatonic state 3 minutes, 4 minutes, 5 minutes pass, her unresponsive to any outside influence. 10 minutes go by, and Anira is still catatonic. Is there anything y'all would like to do?
Kanan, do you wanna? I can do it with you. We can sing together.
Oh, yeah, I'll. And she'll
What
pull out her
time?
fiddle and be like, Anira, if you're alright, I guess this is for you. And she'll just kind of put her fiddle up on her chin and play like a.
Sorry.
Oh my goodness.
Definitely went down to Georgia.
I had a tune in my head, but now I just have
I
that.
apologize.
It's okay.
Looking for a soul to steal?
She'll play some folksy tune.
Sorry.
All right.
Can I try and sing along with Kanan?
Sure. Between the two of you, make performance checks.
It'll be like da dum bum ba dum ba da dum bum bum ba da.
Boris is just scatting all of that.
And give one bar of inspiration.
We're in this damn cave in hell, scatting.
Laughing maniacally, scatting, being catatonic.
Corzin's like, this is really who I dragged here.
He's like
Yeah.
watching through a
Idiot.
Crystal ball.
First, as Kanan starts playing, the rest of you, I assume, Harriet, you have your light on a little bit.
Yeah, she, at some point in that, whether it was paused because of everything, she put the light on her quarterstaff on. Kind of has it with one hand, and her other arm is around Anira.
Okay. That light dims just slightly, and you see light like musical notes in blues and purples begin to cast out like the bars on a sheet of music and dance around the room, circling and weaving within and around all of you. And it circles back towards Kanan as she continues playing the music, changing the shape and flow of this really beautiful music that she's creating, and it starts to fuel all of you. You all feel better. You all start to feel a little more confident. The whispers begin to fade, and for a moment you all feel at home, comfortable, as this music sort of wraps around you all, paired with Varus is singing along. You notice on the ground, it goes from being this dried out, rocky clay to being fertile, nice soil. You see grass start to grow up from around your feet. You see small mushrooms begin to bud and pop up around your shoes. You see vines begin to sprout from the insides of the cave walls, trace their way down and wrap around Anira in a comforting embrace. As Kanan continues playing, you all feel the intensity and the wonder of this magic imbue you all with confidence. You all are immediately restored to full sanity points. As the tune concludes, Anira, you feel inspired for one, but you feel yourself drawn out of this catatonic state to the wonderful music that Kanan and Varus have made. The magic of that fiddle breathing its way throughout your body. And for a moment, you all watch as in the center of the room appears this vision of the five of you walking across an open meadow. The flowers and plants sprouting beneath your feet as the sun sets in the distance. And you all walk arm around one another off into the sunset. As the vision fades, the music stops, and you all feel back in this cave again. The plants still remain.
The violin did that?
You did that. With the violin.
I'm gonna just lean my head on Kanan's shoulder.
Assuming we're all sitting where we are over the course of like 20 minutes, and Ira's just gonna like slowly lean into Harriet. Like, and if you
not
ever
comfortable, she's like pokey and scaly, and like,
if
like,
she's
it is
trying,
not
it's like
comfortable.
if
but
she
it's
feels
like,
you
know,
look, she just stops.
Harriet doesn't
and then
look.
she
She
keeps
knows.
going.
She knows when to not look. But just like you know when you lean on something, like when you're hugging someone, but they're like really bony, like.
It's the emotion. She's going through a lot.
Yeah, I know.
Jevin.
Yeah, I'm skinny, I know.
Okay, that's not my little.
It's okay. I
brother.
still love hugging you.
No, it's a good hug. I'm just saying, scaly gal.
Haven't been in that place in a while. Woo! Okay.
But you're back. So.
I'm back.
Kanan, that was beautiful.
Was that you, Kanan? Was this you?
I mean, I think it was the fiddle. I mean,
But was the fiddle
I
just
can't
playing
do
on its
that.
own?
Yeah,
No, Kanan,
sure you can.
You did
just
that.
did.
The fiddle doesn't do that by itself.
It's not doing it now.
thank you.
That was all years ago.
I don't know how it happened. I'll have to look more into Gwendolyn Wildgloom.
Yeah. No,
And
that
I
was
make
something.
And I will make a history check.
Ooh.
Yeah, would I know that name? Because Sky does not know that name.
You do know that name.
Where do I know that name?
It's a legendary name. That you thought it was like it's like somebody saying, "Oh yeah, Superman." It's that kind of it's a thing of pure fiction.
What was the name again?
Gwendolyn Wildgloom. Gwendolyn Wildgloom supposedly is the originator of the Circle of Spores.
I thought she was the originator of Order of Xenia. I guess you can do both.
Kanan. Wait, what name was?
Gwendolyn Wildgloom.
How do you know that name?
Well, she started the Order of Xenia. This is her fiddle.
I thought her name was Legend. When I was with my mentor, he told me about this Gwendolyn Wildgloom who could channel nature into spores and fungus and cool. Was this I thought it was just legend. I thought it was just like a tall tale.
Yeah, I mean, where did I hear about her? I don't have notes on the time.
Where did Kanan hear about it?
Yeah, it was from Ayala, right?
Yeah, it was from Ayala. Yeah.
And where did I hear about it?
You heard about from your
Was
from
it-
your mentor, yeah.
Okay,
Yeah. Dead on.
cool. Oh, man, I wish he was still around. I have a lot of questions.
Well, hopefully we can relax maybe when Fang and Drusilla get out.
Us
can go
relaxing.
back to Father's death and ask Ayala more.
I'd love to show you all the forest. I don't know.
I'd love that.
Haven't been. I really hope it's okay. Haven't been away from it for this long in 15 years, and
Are you its keeper?
somewhat, in a way, really. I didn't really see anyone else much. It was mostly just, I mean, I guess the Anthropocene, but they're on the western side. I was in the eastern side.
Oh.
Right, Matt?
Yeah.
Yeah. And, well, there were some mercenaries way, like 10 years ago, who were trying to take the forest for building and whatever. And there wasn't really anything since, but also I haven't left in a while, so
Oh, well,
who knows?
I'm sorry we kept
And it misses you.
What, Haley?
I just said I bet your horse misses you. You know, I don't
I
really
miss
know how
it.
those things work, but
I don't know if you noticed it, but when we were in the forest, it was, I'm sure you all saw when it guided me to that cliff with the center, it showed us the center aisle with the giant trees.
yes, I remember that.
It guided me, so I don't know. We've got to do your thing. We've got to find Fang and kill
Well, you
this
know,
Corzin guy.
just because you left something doesn't mean you forgot it or it's still not a part of you,
Yeah,
and it's still not thinking about you when you're gone, you know. And you know, maybe you'll go back someday.
I mean, I definitely will go back because we're not going to be traveling together forever. That's
True, and you'll think of the stories you'll be able to tell.
probably the stories to the trees.
Wouldn't put it past you.
I was gonna say, don't tell me you've never done that before, because I've done that.
No.
Who hasn't talked to her?
The thing is, I have ways where I can talk back.
It's nice. Just going out into the forest and sitting and knowing to listen about the trees. I miss it. It's nice to have people that can relate to those experiences.
Well, what elves and what elves, right?
Said it before, you would love home. You would. All of you would.
What's in Lackbar?
So I guess
Well, green. As far as you can see, it's green. All the houses are made of wood. Means fire's not super welcome, and I'll look at Harriet.
I
But
think I could keep myself in control for your family and a good plate of spaghetti, Boris.
I would hope so. But
Keep it out of the tea this time.
I wish I could show you, but friend said no. But anyways, yeah, it's green and brown, and it's got people that look like me and Ira walking around, laughing, giggling, throwing pine cones at each other.
Why pine cones?
Pine cones?
pine cones.
You didn't do that?
Like the tree?
Yeah.
We don't have pine cones in Matstica.
You don't have
They're
do you have
perfect for throwing.
trees? Yeah. Do you have
They're like-
trees?
I mean, we have trees. It's just a decent-sized island area, and they mostly kept us in the building, except for when we were training. And it was a lot of tall rocks and cold weather, and well, not really cold weather, but a lot of tall rocks and wet trees.
No pine cones. That's odd.
They're perfectly palm shaped, and when you throw them, they really hurt. From it, I don't know. I've heard. I've never experienced.
Fun thing that some kids used to do is they used to stand underneath the trees until the pine cones fell on them, and if somebody had a pine cone fall on their head, they were considered a I guess, real member of the city, if you could say it like that. It sounds mean, but it was kind of like a ceremony of adulthood, you know.
Rite of passage.
Rite
type
of
thing.
passage, yeah. A pine cone fall on your head.
Seems like a lot of waiting around under the trees.
A lot of it was luck, but every now and again a lucky gust of wind would come through and some happy little kid would have a pine cone fall on their head.
Did you ever have a pine cone fall on your head, Varus?
Of course, I'm Varus Limian. Who do you think I
Get a
am?
whole pine tree crush you. I get it.
Well, I mean, depending on who you ask. Some people say it was an entire pine tree, some people just say it was an entire tree's worth of pine cones.
Well, I'm asking you, Varus Limian, not your family members. You can tell me what you want.
Can I druid craft a pine cone and just chuck it at Varus?
Yes.
Yeah.
That's a
Easy
good
enough.
shit.
Can I use?
Oh no.
Just channel divinity to make sure it hits.
Do I need to make an attack roll?
No, not with Channel Divinity.
No, it's Pick it up. Is it still there?
Yeah.
After it bonks me in the face? I don't know whether I should say fuck you or thank you. But
You're welcome either way.
toss it in his face.
Corzin watching us throwing pine cones at a freaking. It's like.
There's a pine cone coming towards your dome.
Oh, he's just gonna take it.
No,
Oh my god.
you're right. That does hurt quite a bit.
Why is that lucky? Why
When
is
it- when
that?
it falls
Does
on
that
top of
hurt?
And he'll chuck it over at Kanan.
Kata's gonna catch it. Deflect missiles.
Yes, she would. She just goes.
Redirect missiles.
Zarius' mind,
Pine cone.
the track plan is just, and in that moment, Zarius knew he messed up.
You might be wondering how I got here.
Yeah,
You gonna send it back
Hey.
to him, Kanan?
that's me.
No, Kata's just gonna catch it and look at it. Be like, wow, I can see how this would sting. Imagine it gets stuck in my fur though. Like, I had a lot here. Oh well, and she's gonna toss it over to Harriet. But not like hard, just like a toss.
Break my other tooth.
Did we ever get that fixed?
No.
Well,
How do you fix a tooth?
All dentists are in hell, I'm pretty sure. So.
yeah.
All dentists go to hell.
There's that
All dogs go to heaven, all
dentist
dentists go to hell.
from Little Shop of Horrors is here, I'm pretty sure. Yeah. Well, I guess we're all lucky now.
I mean, sure. Yeah. Well, yeah.
I think we need all the luck we can get if we're fighting Corzin.
Yeah.
If we get there in the next whenever.
Kind of toss it back at Varus, like aim for his head.
Okay.
Oh. Yeah. I don't miss that feeling. I'm just kidding. I do. You get used to it after at least 300 times of it landing on your head.
That might explain some things, you know?
At least 300.
Yeah, actually,
Wow.
explains a lot, really.
But
What?
never mind.
Do a good job at looking pretty, Varus.
I'm the prettiest member of the Vagabonds, and that is a fact.
Sure.
Oh, I won't debate it.
Oh, you can have it.
I mean, Zarius is pretty hot, but... Have
I
you
don't know,
seen
he's a little
me?
pasty for my taste.
Yeah,
Did
I've
you
got that
see
before,
that tan
actually.
version of Zarius?
I can make him tan
That
whenever.
was
I want.
scarier.
Do you think I should
prefer-
start? Do you think I should
think-
start? I mean, they make things for that, right? Like rubs that turn your skin like slightly oranger, right?
You know, Zarius, I love you just the pasty way that you are. Just please, you know.
No, didn't like the orange version of me, huh?
You know.
Not your thing.
I think we should try it out someday. Just
Not your
look.
cup of tea, if you will.
Speaking of,
Zarius,
Speaking
I would
of,
say
yeah.
go to hell, but we're already there.
I'm already there, love.
can you
Go back to the
And
material
I'm
plane.
stuck here
Go
with
back
you,
to the
baby.
plane. Can you make tea in hell?
One way to find
Why
out.
not?
I don't know. I've never tried
mean,
to
it's-
make tea in hell.
Yeah,
Maybe getting the
never-
water.
Because we've all got our firsts.
I think I have any water.
Like, I'm pretty sure I forgot.
Oh, we've
to
all got
make
like water
food.
skins and everything.
They do.
We do. It's fine.
We'll just
Okay.
eat the
And
imps.
at
It's
that moment,
fine.
We realized
It's
how
fine.
dehydrated
It's a
we really
cave.
were.
There's probably water from the
We're
ceiling.
like, oh.
It's just
I
blood
have
dripping
one
from the ceiling.
ration.
I will not be making you tea out of blood.
I have
from
10
the
rations.
ceiling.
I will give you.
It's okay. It's okay. I can boil it. It'll be fine.
Refuse.
We'll just hallucinate again. It's the pumpkin tea. We'll just
It'll be
hallucinate.
fine.
No.
We'll just boil it. What's wrong? Just a little
This
extra
is why
iron.
I
Blood
make
is
the tea,
water.
and not all of y'all. This is concerning.
I've got 10 rations, but I've had them the entire campaign, so
Yeah.
they are probably bad.
It's hard track. It never goes bad.
Are they like MREs?
Put your MREs away, there is.
Yeah, they're probably like really bad, but like, hey, it's food.
It's magic. It's magical
Rogue
flasks.
MRE.
Yeah.
I don't even.
I've got a tinderbox, apparently.
Yeah.
Well,
I have a tinderbox, a mess kit, a backpack.
We're just going through our stuff. We're just looking through our baggage in the middle of hell.
We're claiming it, you know? I mean, we're here.
Hell is making us crazy
I don't
both
claim
in
that
and out of
baggage.
game.
No, right, that's mine, Harriet, sorry.
Anyone need some Smith's tools that I have for some reason? I don't know why.
Let's forge a sword.
I mean, I could do that.
that's true. Well, with that, what is the watch order for tonight?
Zarius will go first.
Okay.
I can do the last two.
And then Kanan will go second.
I'll do one. Well, one, if anyone wants a partner, I'll meditate for a watch and then rest.
Want to go forest, maybe?
Yeah, I'll take one with Darius.
Okay. Sounds good. We'll do all of the rolls and all that stuff next time. I think that's a good place for us.
Next
to
time on the Vagabonds.
Yeah, it's a good time for us to end this session. The cave is sealed off from the outside pretty effectively by an iris wall of stone that has become permanent at this point.
Locked in.
So have
Oh no!
That's horrifying.
the plants and stuff that Kanan somehow created are still there, so you get to enjoy that. It's a nice soft bed that you can lay on for tonight. If you are keeping watches, you don't have to keep watches, but you can't. Yeah, you.
I
already
think
have your watches.
We're gonna
really
keep
be
watching.
doing that.
I don't know where you're going.
But I think that's where we'll call it for tonight. So this is a great time. Yeah, I had a great session. I love all the stuff that we talked about and did. Yeah. I don't have a
Throwing
sign off yet
stones
for
at
saying
each
goodbye
other.
to our non-existent audience, but bye everybody.
We've
Hey.
got
Goodbye.
viewers.
That's true. We got viewers. It's us.
Probably
We
me.
love y'all.
I know at least one of my friends was watching us for the
Oh,
first
cool.
like
Hey.
3 hours, so
Hey.
Right.
I'm gonna start making like highlight reels and stuff.
Nice. Oh, I wanted to say
Yay.
thank you for the clips that you made. That's awesome.
There's clips?
Yeah.
Yeah, there's
I
clips
went
from
back and
last
made
night.
clips. That's why I went in the Discord. I was like, send me any moments you want clipped. Like I'm gonna go through both the personal moments, like the cocomelon, and then throwing the pine cone at each other, but then also the plot moments that are important, like
Oh, look at that. Here we are, popular clips.
All right.
Yeah.
I
Well,
don't know
everybody-
how Twitch works.
Have a great night, and that's where we'll call it.
Yeah.
Yeah. I had a great time.